Just good luck.
Your mother! Oh, we're on.
Yeah, we're on.
Darn, they caught me.
Welcome to the 30th episode of the Four Stroke Podcast.
Forecast?
Either way, whatever. So, yeah, I'm Tim, and this is...
I'm Lewis.
I'm Micah.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Sarah.
And today we'll be talking about the Han Solo movie. So tons of spoilers ahead. Let's let you guys know before you guys continue watching.
Spoiler. Yes.
So
if you leave your milk out too long, it's going to go what?
A spoil.
There you go.
I was expecting spoiler.
Spoiler.
He's like, you turn into a spoiler and I don't know.
What's the little wing on the back of the car?
Yeah, you should put one of those like on the back of a milk jug.
that's. I told you. Was it Andres from work? He said there was a meme that he saw for what? Not Star Wars, but Infinity War. And because guys, I mean, we're into cars, right? So he's like, hey, like, check out these spoilers. And it's like, you see a spoiler, like actual car spoilers. And the last spoiler is a spoiler for Infinity War. So I can't say because you haven't seen it. But so he got spoiled and he saw that before.
That's Lewis's fault.
Before he saw the movie.
I haven't seen it either.
So he got spoiled.
Mr. Stock, I don't feel so good.
All right.
Well, I always love those spoilers that they have that they're like, here's a spoil, but it's not in context, so you don't know what the hell it is. And it has these random things. It's like, so you watch the movie, it's like, oh, what the fuck? But you haven't seen the movie, so you're like, what does this mean? I think those are always fun.
Those are fun.
You know what else is fun? Doing this fucking show, Micah.
Yeah, we should do the show. We're already 2 minutes in. Tim.
Wow, that's a long time. I gotta take a break.
What are we even talking about today?
Well, we gotta talk. Since we're talking about the movie, what do we want to talk about first? You want to talk about Alden? You want to talk about the Ron Howard's job doing the movie? You want to rank the movie? And I already skipped all that.
What?
I was gonna say, I mean, you can
So, started.
Yeah, we've already moved in.
Yeah, we're just going.
Just
We're
go with
winging
it.
it today.
We're winging.
We're winging it.
Are we
Like a spoiler.
spoiling it?
We're winging it.
We're
I like that.
Well, I just want to say this part. The one and only OG Timo dude, the one that will remain nameless, the originator. I'm not saying that part. You know his name, damn it. And then we move on.
Yeah. But
I just need to say that. I'm sorry.
since it is a Han Solo spoiler episode, I mean, do y'all want to get into? Well, I guess we can get into whether we liked it or didn't like it later, or as we go through. But I mean, what did y'all think of the beginning? We didn't get another space crawl at the beginning of the movie.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing Rogue One, you know, it was like a Star Wars story, so you know, you were kind of like anticipating, and then it didn't happen. You're like, what? I don't get it, but it's a Star Wars story, so I'm like, okay, makes sense. Like, I was expecting not to have a scroll.
Yeah.
Crawl.
I was wondering,
The drunk crawl.
but then when it didn't happen, I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, it's fine. I didn't feel like this movie needed it. Kind of like Rogue One didn't.
But I liked the context that they set
They
it
used the
up
same
with.
font and everything.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I did like about it though was that when they were kind of like showing the words, it kind of heard like background noises and stuff. It wasn't just words.
Mm.
There was
I
background
don't remember
noises.
that.
I don't know. Didn't you see it
You're
twice?
talking
I saw it
like,
last night, yeah.
Where, because it opened
I
up.
saw it last night.
I saw it last night.
Where did it open up?
He was
The road,
running
yeah.
Oh, they were chasing him because he stole some
the
what do you-
thingy.
Those little
Yeah.
iron tubes.
There's music when he's running throughout the city. and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, but
And
what
it
the
shows
heck is
us
that thing called again?
the what?
That he stole.
It's worth a lot of money.
Coaxium?
Coaxium, yeah, and then someone can see.
Is it coaxium?
Coaxium.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much fuel, right?
It was
Yeah.
fuel for the
Yeah.
hyperdrive,
It's like nuclear power, pretty much.
Yeah.
but just not. He goes, wait, what?
What?
Just funny.
Well, later on in the movie, it's like you had a whole train or load like blow up on in the mountain.
Why are you laughing?
Wow.
It's a
Goodness.
random laugh.
know.
God, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-uh.
Oh, fucking forget it.
We're talking about Micah.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
going.
Micah.
Yeah, Mike.
It's something inappropriate that he was.
I did. There's so many things.
He said he had a huge load blow up in his face.
Oh, okay. I'm slow today. Did we change personalities today? Or?
No, we're usually both right there, but I'm not the one to have to call it out.
I missed that one.
He's freaking carrying a huge load and it blew up in his face.
Oh my god.
Dude, now I think about it, yeah, it was at the end of the text, but yeah, the text part of it was pretty cool to have. Because it was just explaining I like hearing the story about it before the movie begins.
Yeah. It's funny because Sandy, my wife, was there with us, and
Guys, his
when
name's Sandy.
they were showing the trailers, right?
Spoiler alert! His wife's name's Sandy. Go ahead.
They were showing the trailers, and then they went into the text for the beginning of the Han Solo movie, and like they had already shown a part, and I nudged her, and she looked up, and she goes, "Oh, the movie started." She thought it was still a trailer. So, I mean, you know.
What's up, Matthew? Matthew said hi. Matthew Harrington.
Oh yeah. I hope your little boy's liking the Yoda. He's the one that
Yeah, I
won the
saw it.
Yoda
It was
in
a cool picture.
the poster. But so then we after the no scroll and text for Han Solo, we see him and Kira, him going to Kira, right? In seems like some kind of a slave faction or something like that, maybe? I don't know. Were they slaves? Or were they just poor?
Slaves to like to go steal things.
No, they were just like
I think they're like scavengers.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much like scavenging.
Because it reminded me of
For
Ray,
the-
because he was saying something like we could definitely get something, we could
Yeah.
get X portions for this or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's what it was. It's kind of like what
Yeah, we
Ray
make-
was in the beginning of
We
episode
make enough
7.
money off of this, we can get out of here.
Yeah.
So to live in that life, to live in that world, you pretty much have to be like that.
But it seemed like whatever they scavenged, they were gonna have to give up. Didn't it?
Mhm, yeah.
I think they paid her with what they found or stolen, whatever, for
Yeah.
like protection and food and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just to survive. Is
Mhm.
what they're doing.
I mean, so then, I mean, technically, then he's right. It's like an indentured servitude. They still give him food and bunks and everything, but you have to provide.
In order to be able to stay there.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Because if they throw them out, then the Empire will pick them up
Yeah.
or like the hut.
Because Ray didn't she did have to get food, but she still had her own place. You know, inside the downed AT-AT.
Mm-hmm. True.
Not at that.
Oh, not that again.
But
So we get
never forgive. Sorry.
So the character they go to give the coax or that
Go ahead.
wants the coaxium
Mm-hmm.
is like this large worm that comes out of the water.
Yeah.
Or like this, I don't even know if it is water, but
She's a water bug.
she comes out. I've never even seen that race before in the Star Wars movies.
No, we've seen like what's it called? From the Clone Wars series? They had like what is that species called? The Genosians?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Genosians, which is like but they're not like worms like that. They're more like flying kind of insects, you know? But yeah, I haven't seen any species like that before.
But isn't it weird that we get another one of these like Jabba the Hutt is like this gangster that's running the whole town or running the whole place and can't really move. He just stays in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the same thing. This
With-
one character can't really move around, but yet they're in control.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
interesting though, because I mean, the whole point of them saying in episode 1 they went to Tatooine because there was no real extent of the Republic there,
True.
because it was ran by gangsters like Jabba the Hutt and his family. So to see that they kind of lived in together, it does make it an interesting atmosphere.
And I'm wondering if that because Han Solo I'm assuming it's female, that worm,
Yeah.
right? We had a
Yeah.
female voice, and when Han Solo,
Did you just assume her gender?
right? I love it.
It said lady something.
Yeah, she's like, what is that? So it's a thermal detonator.
Oh, yeah.
Quick. She goes,
No,
no,
love
that.
Quickie noises, and that's a rock in your head.
no, it's not.
That
What did y'all think of that humor?
was awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I laughed. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man! But then he throws the rock, and then it like breaks part of the.
Was someone with her kind of weakness, like just burning with the light shining on her? Don't you think she should have had a better roof over her head?
Because I don't
Like
think.
I would have paid for somebody to build to protect me, like have some kind of protection over my head.
Well, everyone was like
yeah,
supremely
nothing
scared
like
of
that
her.
can
Though.
happen.
Like everyone was scared of her. No one had really revolted against her. I mean, at least the setting that they
that's like-
gave.
So that's a show of overconfidence, or
Could be.
Well, I think Han was just
her
That's-
overconfidence was her weakness.
no. It was just.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this: how do you prepare for something you don't know?
I see.
Well, if I
She
know
did-
that
she-
if I know that sunlight's going to burn me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna.
Well, that's why
put
she
a
had walls.
badass roof over my
That's
head.
what. You don't need a badass roof
But
to
she
block
also
out
has
the light.
water she dives into,
Yeah.
but she doesn't react fast enough.
I would take no chances with that.
But if they're only scavengers,
Are you saying she's
and they're-
stupid now?
I'm saying that. Was
You're
kind
saying
of
a female is stupid.
I think that's kind of a flaw. But they had to come up with, like, what's his name says in the film world, it's entertainment. Like, you have to come up with some kind of form of entertainment.
Plus, I mean, if you think about it, they're scavengers, and of course they're scavenging for stuff.
Okay.
But the empire is there too. You know what I mean? If you build a structure that is too big or too fancy, they're gonna be like,
Fuck
"What
this.
the hell's going on over there?"
Yeah. That's
You know
true.
what I mean? They're gonna go investigate. I wonder if they were more of an underground kind of like, okay, let's keep it down low because,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Uh,
I don't know.
No, so I'll show these
Point.
You're good.
Oh,
I'm looking at this.
oh, this over here. Hey, Jose's up with us, and
There
so
it
is
is.
Christina.
Jose.
Yeah.
I said Jose right after.
Ah, okay. I mean, that's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Maybe they just have to put together little shacks with almost like, you know, like not,
Tires,
yeah, you know what I mean? Just
Freaking
pieces
tin.
of, yeah, tin, like,
tin tops.
yeah, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I mean, it seemed pretty junky down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It seemed like the entire planet was.
Yeah, Corellia. Yeah.
Yeah, because what did they say? What did that guy say?
Which game?
There's a couple
Boss.
different guys. Yeah. Wait, what?
Boss. He said,
Oh,
he
Dryden
said
Voss?
something about that planet, right? He's like, oh, he came from the slums, or he came
Yeah.
from
Oh, that's right.
that
'Cause-
junkyard or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Corella was always supposed to be like pretty bad, and it was. They showed it pretty bad. But I mean, then moving on from that, I guess where did we go? So then they left, right, together, Han
Yeah.
and
Then-
Kira.
then you got-
They're running away.
Yeah, but they got split up. Oh yeah, so that's how he got his name. Can't believe that he got
Okay.
his name from.
So they take off, right, in
They're
a
running.
vehicle that he stole,
Yeah.
Yes.
right, and then I forgot what her name is. That worm. Her guys go after Han and Kira.
Yeah.
And then they have a
The getaway.
cool chase, and then they get to, I guess it's almost like an airport. in a
Yeah,
way.
that's what it felt
It
like.
felt like an air junction or something like that. Oh, take it from there too.
So there's like an airport, but at the same time, wait. So he gets split up with her first, right? And then he gets his name after that.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
split up.
Mhm. He gets split
Because
up.
they're
with
trying
her.
to make it through the little gate.
Yeah, they're trying to bribe the
Ticket taker?
yeah imperial
Yeah.
officer or whatever with the coaxium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They said,
So wait. Jose, yeah, we are doing spoiler talk. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet. Bye, everybody.
everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, Jose, if you haven't seen it yet, watch it later.
Maybe I should.
'Cause-
I haven't seen it.
I don't know.
So you
But-
get.
So we're going in 3,
So now Han.
2, What?
Han's in another area after the gate.
He's past the security check.
Yeah, and it looks a little bit more cleaner.
Mhm.
Or, like not
A
I want
lot
to say like
cleaner.
higher class, but it's
Yeah.
cleaner. Then you're getting like you see like propaganda in the background of the Empire. Right. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but they're in the background. Like
I loved that.
to join.
Did y'all notice that? The Imperial propaganda?
Yeah.
And some of them, they weren't
She's like, yeah,
exactly
and you're going,
from
no.
other artwork that I've seen.
But it almost looked like they're the heroes, like they're heroic.
Yeah.
Join us, we're the best, whatever. You gotta help us fight the
Well, think about it. If the planet is like a slum like it's supposed to be, it's like
They
they're,
can get off
that's your savior,
Yeah.
Work for them a few years and then, they take your ass off of that shithole and you can go elsewhere. You got a job, you have experience, you get paid. Remember, perspective. Is Empire really the bad guys?
What do y'all think? How did y'all feel about that? Did you feel at that point the Empire was the good guys trying to get them off out of the slum? I mean, that's a good.
I was about to say, I think the Empires are the good guys, but I'm just kidding.
Say it again.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Say it right here. Say it
Yeah.
right here. This way.
I think the Empire are the good guys.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
wow.
wanted you're supposed to be Sith.
So-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I don't want to get jumped.
Well, I guess in some people's eyes they might be,
do something inside there.
right?
But like the people who are like, well, there really is no hope. Like if we don't join them now, then we're dead.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Oh, look. Matthew wants to know why we're rocking sunglasses inside.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
dang.
dang.
Because Tim's awesomeness is just blinding. It's bright. I'm a little drunk now.
Maybe next week we'll get drunk.
No, I've worn it like the last couple times.
Yeah. But
And I was thinking about bringing my tequila too, but I'll say it again.
well,
Tequila. Hi, Linda.
so would you guys have joined? Let's say and Han got stuck on the other side. That was the only way out. Would you have joined the Empire?
Yeah.
I would have been like, sign me up.
Because there's no other way.
And we'll
'Cause
talk
you're not
about
gonna
no other way
sneak
later.
onto a,
If you're that desperate enough to not get caught, like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of his plan too. Like, I have to do this because I need to get a ship and come back and save her.
Yeah. And so
Him joining the Empire at that point was just to get out of there.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that.
His end goal is to get a ship
But,
and come
yeah.
back
Yeah,
and
let's
save
do
her.
a ship.
Well, that was the end game
Yeah,
itself, but not
but,
necessarily
yeah.
joining the
But
Empire.
it worked with his plan. It was like, well, let me do this.
No, I know, but the whole reasoning for going to the Empire is because the guys were closing in on him.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not what you're saying.
Yes, that is exactly what he's
Let's
saying.
continue.
Except the end.
And then goes, not exactly. Same
But
words, same point.
Okay. Still haven't got to his name.
yeah, so
I
that's
don't
what,
know. How'd you guys feel about how he got his name? Because I didn't feel right about it. Lewis explained it to me, but I just didn't like.
what do you mean?
he goes.
I just felt like-
what's
and
to
says, "I
explain?
want to join.
He
I want to
said-
join the Naval Academy."
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Well, what's your name?" And he's like, "Han."
Yeah. Most people want to start in infantry. Like, why would you want to do like?
Yeah. And he's like, "Well, what's your name?" And he's like, "Han." He's like, "Who?"
On what?
Yeah.
Who do you come from? Who are you people?
And he's like, "I don't have people."
Well, I'm a loner.
Yeah. And so Han's just like, "I'm Han."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay, Han. Solo? Solo. Okay, we'll go solo.
Yeah.
Han Solo."
Han Solo.
Because they're just, in my eyes, they were just, hey, we need people for this war to fight these rebels.
Oh yeah,
Let's just get him a name and get him out there and get him on the field to start fighting.
yeah. He's just a recruiter. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But
And-
the way I heard it, because like,
Well, you say because
I feel like Han Solo wouldn't allow someone to give him a name, like to name him,
Mhm.
give him a name,
I
and
feel
now
like-
he's got to honor that name like the rest of his life. Like, I just feel like he should have been the one to say, you know what, I'm a loner. Why don't you just call me Solo, or
Okay.
something like that,
Mm.
and just that way he's taking control and not this other guy. He's gonna give him his name the rest of his life. I just, felt
I
like,
just don't think that he
Han
was
Solo.
thinking of something because he was like looking. They're like looking for him.
Yeah.
They're like stopping him. He's like, I need to go. And he's
Yeah.
like, Solo. He's like, Yeah, like,
Let's
okay,
go
let's
with
go.
it.
Let's go with Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was so much like he was allowing someone to dictate him. It was just he was doing whatever. Like, dude, let me get on the other side of that fucking door.
Well, it kind of. Well,
They were catching anybody who looked like him, and he was like,
That's true. I noticed that they were like, "Are you? Come on."
Yeah.
They kind of look.
And I think that was that was an emphasis of because he's looking around and seeing them take up people.
I still don't feel very bad.
Like, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, I just you would have wished that there was more impact behind that.
yeah.
But I think that also kind of ties into the ideology now that they have with the new movies. Is like even the best of people can be nobodies, and I guess he has a direct correlation to that. I would have liked there to be some kind of, some kind of kinship that he had, or some kind of story, reasoning why Solo came about. But it worked for the premise of the movie.
So you would feel different if, like, well, I guess so. Never mind.
I mean, it worked for the premise of the movie, and there was no reason for him to change it after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just kind of how it goes. Because it wasn't like he was prideful of his name or anything. He was just Han Solo.
So when we get Ray's last name,
Huh?
what about when we get Ray's last name and they just play it off like that? Whoa, we'll just call you this.
Ray's last
Ray.
You would feel disgusted, right?
Say what?
Ray, nobody.
What are you talking about?
Ray.
By yourself.
So he's saying, like, what if Ray is in the same situation, similar situation, whatever the case may be, and somebody else names her? Would you feel okay with her honoring that name? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because now you're like, okay, her parents are nobody, and she's just force user, and she's a just main character, and then she's just gonna have.
Because I don't think she needs a last name. Like, he technically didn't need a last name, but it was just for the premise of the
hypothetically,
movie.
she gets a name because
Ray nobody?
For the sake of, like, the situation we're dealing with here, how he got his name. Now she gets her name similarly because she's a nobody. Say her parents are like a couple of drunks
And nobody. Yeah.
If it works for the story,
Again,
I
like,
guess. But I don't think it'd be nobody.
Okay, I guess her name's gonna be, the Smiths.
Ray Smith. Ooh. That's boring.
But there's a difference.
Exactly.
Okay,
Like,
no.
why?
There's a difference between knowing that her parents were drunks, if you want to believe that narrative. But he's actually saying, like, he doesn't remember. He's never had anybody. She at least had someone for that moment, knowing that they dropped her off, whether it was for good intent or bad.
She has.
So she has.
She belonged somewhere at one point, but not
Yes.
anymore.
He
Mhm.
talked about his dad.
Yeah, his dad taught me. Right.
His dad built.
Helped him build the ships. So
Yeah.
And that's a good point. So maybe that's a flaw in it, unless he just never knew his dad's name.
or
like
he
his
just never
dad's
wanted to be
last
found
name.
again. Could have taken off from like his family.
That
Well,
would be a good question to ask the panel. We see him Disney. The Star Wars thing we're going to.
I still feel like the way they made Solo was relevant for the movie. It needed to be, but it might have been like he was 6 years old. It's not like I'm running around when I'm 5 years old thinking that my dad's gonna be taken up or killed the next year, and be like, hey, by the way, what's your last name, buddy? It doesn't seem relevant to a little kid. I wouldn't think.
Jose was saying that he doesn't mind the last name given to him. Jose being one of our former guests from the Film Bros. And then he said, and there's no need for Ray to have a last name.
Exactly what I said.
I agree. There is no need for her to have a last name. But I'm saying, hypothetically, how would you feel if you got a name like
If
that?
it worked for the story, but there's no. What I'm saying is, like, there was, like, unless you give me another example or a good enough example, there wasn't even necessary for Han to have his last name, other than we already knew it was Solo, and that it being the Empire, it being almost a sense of bureaucracy, he needed the last name for identification.
You don't need his identification.
Han's not a Jedi.
Well, moving on from that, so then he joins
Jedi
that.
tricks won't work.
He joins the Empire. They let him in. The next scene we see is just total all-out war.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was awesome, man. Yeah.
That was awesome.
It's like
He goes flying.
we catch him, getting up from the mud.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. it's-
And then the ATSTs are just
Stuff
like
coming
hopping
across.
down and just
The
like,
what?
ATSTs.
Very good.
Uh,
Not the ats.
no, those are
Oh,
well.
my
Okay,
God.
I can go with their nickname, the Chicken Walkers.
You're a chicken walker.
The Chicken Walkers are jumping down and all over the place. They're shooting everything up, and he runs into. He runs into his commander, right? And his commander gets blown up to pieces.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so he runs off. And
Oh, yeah.
then that's when he runs into Beckett.
Yeah.
Mhm. Who's the commanding officer here?
You
then
are
his
now.
crew's like, you are, dude.
He's
Oh,
all,
fuck, that's
right.
right. I'm supposed to be a captain. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So, what did y'all think of the Beckett character?
I like them.
I liked it.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you sense the whole like sneaky like snake.
Yeah.
I was wondering when. But I mean, I feel like he was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
He was that real good expendable mentor
Mm-hmm.
that Han needed to get to where he was.
He became Han.
You know,
Solo.
because he learned. I mean, not to jump ahead or anything. I'm not specifically. We'll catch it, but much of what he needed to learn about that trade, he learned from him.
Yeah.
And then when it was his time, it was his time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like it was almost as if like he was there for the purpose of bringing Han to what he needed to be for him to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does help that he has a
It's-
Wookiee with him. But
Yeah. Speaking of that, he meets Beckett and Beckett's crew. They're really not Imperials. They're just posing as Imperials and going to steal Quaxium at that point, or just no, they're
Ship.
stealing a ship.
Mhm.
That's right. They're stealing a ship from the Empire to get the Quaxium later. But it's funny because then Beckett double crosses Han right there and then at the beginning. If you want to consider it, because Han's like, hey, I know you're not the Imperials. You have laser friggin' holes through your chest. You wouldn't have survived that. You stole that off of somebody. I want to join your crew. And they're like, yeah, hell, get out of here, kid. And then they turn around and pretty much turn him into the Empire. And they throw him into a pit
with the beast.
with the beast that hasn't eaten for 3 days.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like starving.
Sarah, why don't you tell us about it? Huh?
About
You look surprised. What happened in the pit with
in
the
the
beast?
pit. So Han has a little like
Inklet.
anklet shackle. It's very fashionable.
Just to
And
zip
it's
blinged
like-
out the rhinestones.
Yeah.
Better in mud.
And he gets thrown into this like fighting or pit thing, like underground cage pit
Yes.
It's a
Cage
legit
pit.
dinner
Cage
table.
It's a cage.
enclosure
Mhm.
like area.
Mhm.
And
Like
Right.
that coursing.
That's what they kind of make it seem like. Throw him into with a beast. It's like, what the fuck is a rancor in here?
so like Han's chain is attached to this like pole thing, and then it runs through and attaches somewhere else in the darkness.
Mhm.
And then you hear noises and you hear the chain move, and then Chewie's foot just goes like, slam like into the mud, like yeah. And they begin to fight and stuff, and like as like Chewie's like choking Han in the mud, Han starts to speak Wookiee, and she was like, "What?"
Hold on.
This
It's
is
like,
this
yeah,
is a
speak a little.
this is a good point, I think, in the podcast where we all
Oh.
give our best Wookiee impression.
No.
Come on, we're round table. I'll go first.
Okay.
Ah.
That is not your
Where-
Wookiee.
That's my best. There you go.
That's
You go.
kind of your best.
That's bullshit. I don't believe you.
That's my
You
best.
try to steal from me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, where's the like, little sound?
You gotta follow that now.
That was actually pretty good.
It's like a Wookiee child.
Into the mic. Into this thing. Are you fucking quail now?
There you go, baby Wookiee.
Yeah. Tim, you're up. Everybody.
Oh.
That was pretty good. All right. So now that we've all done our Wookiee impression,
Yeah.
Yes.
Han is
Here's
speaking.
some.
That is good.
Chewie has Han by the
Yeah,
leg,
he's like, cool. And they're talking.
and Chewie's all, huh?
Yeah.
Again, where's this quail coming from?
It's a little pigeon. But so they're talking, and there's the guards on top, and they're like, man, this fight isn't even that good. Eat him already. And so Han and Chewie are speaking Wookiee to each other, and Han has Chewie break the little pole that they're attached to so they can get out, and it's also supporting the roof.
There's stormtroopers
The
up
roof?
there
Yeah, the
watching
roof
them.
of the
The roof is
enclosure.
on fire. There we go.
Burn!
We
Roof
don't
of
need
the
no
enclosure.
Let the motherfucker burn.
Sarah's got the
I
spotlight.
know.
Take control of the situation, Sarah.
Anyway, so they break out the pole from underneath them, and the floor falls down, or the roof falls down, caves in,
Mhm.
and the stormtroopers are, incapacitated, and they can be free, and like Chewie throws Han up, onto the ground, and then they make their little escape.
You know what I liked about that escape? Because they were still both chained to each other,
Yes.
and Han's like, "Let's go this way," and Chewie's like,
Drags
"No, we're gonna go that way," and kind of drags Han that way. It's pretty funny. I like that. And so he tells Chewie pretty much, he's like yelling at him, like, "I've got friends this way. We can get off of the planet. We got to go this way." And Chewie kind of like, "Okay, let's go." And they run together, and when they get to where they're going, the ship's already,
They're taking off.
yeah, they're taking off.
They're like, wow, look at this kid. They're like, God, I love him. They're like, no, don't take him. And they end up landing.
So Val, who is Beckett's
Lover.
lover, right? She's kind of like against it, right? She's like, let's just get out of here, leave those guys here. And I mean, she just didn't seem like too fond of them or bringing on somebody new to the crew.
Yeah.
But they landed, and
But Beckett's like, we need the muscle.
yeah,
They just want the
Couple.
Wookiee.
yeah, exactly. So I thought that was pretty cool that they did that to go back for him.
Can we talk about the shower scene?
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
So they got on the ship.
They get on the ship, and
Before you continue,
okay.
I saw a meme. Did you post that meme, or did you?
I don't know. Talk about it.
And or maybe it was
I have no
somebody
idea.
else. There's a meme where there was two buttons, and it said, for one button you push it, and it says Han Solo and Kira shower scene.
Oh, my
The
God.
other button, Han Solo Kira shower
Oh my
scene.
god.
That was it. I didn't post that. We should do that.
But we
But
gotta.
so, yeah, they're all muddy
Was
from
it that guy holding the
Yeah, he's all-
Yeah.
Dang, I need to Google that then. But, so they're all muddy from the little fight, and Han. It shows Han in the shower, and then Chewie's foot again, just plops its
down.
way
Uh-huh.
into the
Into the scene.
into the scene, and Han's like, "You think we could have done this one at a time?" And Chewie's like, "Oh,
I mean,
mhm.
you're here. I'm
Yeah.
here.
yeah, well, we need to get clean."
Just get it over with.
So,
Yeah. Oh man! And then what was awesome about that, when it was over, and they were going in the ship to their destination to go after the Quaxians, they were outside of the ship, right, traveling, and Chewie's hair was just like
Yeah.
capturing all my attention.
she was looking good.
Yeah, he was looking
His
pretty good.
hair's like,
Looking
Yeah,
fresh.
he was.
Yeah,
He had the
Those locks of
Pantene.
hair.
maybe it's Maybelline.
maybe, yeah, could be.
definitely a Pantene commercial.
But so then we get to find out that they're going to heist some Quaxium, right? And what did y'all think of Beckett's crew that he put together, or he had at that point in time?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I forget some of their names, but I remember Val, Beckett,
I don't know the little
The
creature.
forearm guy.
The forearm.
Rio,
Rio, played
Rio.
by
John Favreau.
John Favreau, who was called into our show
Yeah.
last episode.
We should have asked him about that movie.
Yeah.
We'll get him next time.
Missed
We'll get him.
opportunity.
Yes, missed opportunities. But I mean, it's I like this crew. I mean, they're pretty put together, and I mean, they're after the Quaxium, right? Quaxium being that nuclear fuel
Mhm.
that you're talking about. How do you think? What do you think about their plan?
They needed
get-
more people.
A lot more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they had not picked up Han and Chewie, it would just have been the three of them,
And
that wouldn't have worked.
yeah, and I don't know if you guys remember, but they kind of harken back to some old bounty hunters, because Val was like, why are we taking these two guys with us, this Wookiee and this kid? Why don't we get somebody more reliable, like she named some sisters, or Bosk, which was a bounty hunter from the Clone Wars series. Reptilian looking.
You see him in the Empire too.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
He's sitting there with the crew that Darth Vader enlisted.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool that they mentioned.
Is he sure what it sounds like that? He's just
like
he keeps on gasping.
Do it again. Oh, okay. But
Sorry.
so I like that scene where the train was going down the track, and it was kind of every turn it took, it kind of like shifted instead of staying just straight. It kind of gave it more of a suspense when like Chewie was dangling there for his life. I think Micah was proposing that he punched through
that was my first thought. Yeah. I was like, Disney's so cheap, they could have just spent the money to do that scene.
But no, they spent the money to have Han Solo pull him back on the train instead of punching him out now.
Yeah, he saved him.
Missed opportunity. But so I don't know. I mean, did y'all like that scene?
Yeah.
I thought it was all done great. Yeah.
What do you think about how Ron Howard did the movie up to that point? Except for the fact that I think
the movie itself, or just to that point.
To that point.
All right. So was it you posted that?
Tim Wilkins.
So that Ron Howard actually he
redid 80% of the movie.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So 20% of the film that we saw is from these other directors. What parts I don't know. I would have to look it over again to try and find what those are.
Negligible, probably. I would assume it's probably something where Han's not talking.
Like you said, where he talks about his father, but then he's like, doesn't say his name, whatever.
Or it could have been like
a mix there.
The quirky like rock scene, and like, why doesn't she have like a little thing? And he's like, it's not a rock detonator. Like, it was kind of like, it was very silly, but it was like, oh, haha, okay, like moving on.
Yeah, I mean,
it could have been something like that.
So this movie was how long? 2 hours and
10 minutes.
10, 15 minutes. So 80% of that is how long? How much of the movie was theirs?
Almost
20 minutes?
20, 30 minutes, yeah.
Something like that.
25 minutes. 2.5 hours? Not good, yeah.
It's like 15 minutes, bro.
Yeah, right. Like, I was going to say 15 to 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So 15 to 18
Oh, wait, hold on.
Like 12 minutes.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was like, we're 60 minutes.
60 minutes. Yeah.
60 minutes, yeah. 10% of 60 minutes would be 6. So times 2 if we're putting it on 12 hours.
So out of 250 minutes, 10% is 15.
150? It's not 2.5 hours, bro.
So it says.
They had anywhere from, let's just say, 12 to 18 minutes. An average of 15.
It was a little chunk of the movie.
So back to what I said, 15.
Because you take 12
You didn't say 15. I said 15. You said 25, fool. We'll rewind this shit. I'll kick your ass.
Let's go outside.
You have to fight.
You want to tussle?
He's like, get the lightsabers.
We need to.
So again, how much of the movie, I guess what we're trying to get at is 15 minutes. How much does that really correlate to the entire story?
I could the beginning.
The whole beginning?
The whole beginning. Because that was kind of like, it was kind of like a little like, I guess humorous that like they didn't make it all the way through when they turned sideways, and she's like, "I told you."
Yeah.
So maybe that
and
was
he's like, "Black people love."
Yeah, that has to be that first entire bullshit. You know what? You're right. Yeah, I think it's the first entire sequence. Yeah.
That last part.
Because
He
it's a
actually
little-
That's because they remember they said he was supposed to be like Ace Ventura, and that's some
Silly.
shit that Ace Ventura would say.
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then that
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's the first whole,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole beginning.
It has to be that
It's a
little,
little-
weird. I mean, it was good, like, but it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been polished a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change up the whole clicking thing.
Yeah.
That kind of
that's
seems like a
funny.
Han thing to do. You know?
Yeah.
He has to bullshit his way out of something.
Yeah.
Because especially in the episode 7, he's like, and I get us out of it every time, or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, that's something that Han would do. You know, like I was like, I have a thermal detonator. Well, it's not working. Fuck you, it works.
Oh yeah, he's like, no improv.
Oh my god, it's a thermal detonator.
He's like, don't improv. And then he calls and goes, no, improv. You said not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's Han, right?
Mhm.
I think we saw him become Han
Towards
Yeah.
in the
when
movie.
he's starting to get like double crossed and like,
Yeah.
you know.
And I mean, we'll get to that, but
learn from Beckett.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Beckett was teaching him time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he really was.
Don't trust
Well, that's what I was saying.
anybody.
He was really the easy, expendable mentor character. That you don't want him just lurking there
Yeah.
the whole time. I mean, kind of like that's why I was saying Kira was going to have to die.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we'll get to that. But
yes. So then we're at the train heist. They're getting a train. Val is cornered by some Viper droids, and the train's on its way. So she's stuck, right? There's no way for her to get out. She's going to die. Either way. If she tries to leave, the Viper droids kill her, but she's got to blow the train, or it's going to kill her. She doesn't blow the train. Train keeps coming and runs her over and kills her. It's like any decision she makes, she's going to die. She just decides to blow the train so Beckett and the crew can get away.
Mm.
And at that point, Enfys Nest
Okay.
and her crew, right, come and try to heisters.
Oh, I guess she blocks all those shots with the freaking like wings on the forehead.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then you got stormtroopers in there too, right? With
Yeah.
like magnetic boots or something.
Oh yeah.
Right on top of the train.
those are cool.
Yeah.
That happened right before the emphasis.
Mhm. So it was all kinds of cool stuff on that train scene. And so
It's a ghost. Calm down.
I think it's the ice dropping.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Now he says it like a douche. We should just let that ghost.
Uh,
Just say it's a
Speaking of-
ghost. It's better. No.
like if we were to all die right now and we became ghosts, is this what we would wear our entire ghost life?
Fuck no. I would dress up as Neo from the Matrix. Just what?
I mean, because like in all the movies,
That's how it happens.
yeah.
Well, I guess our show just internalized.
All the other ghosts is what's that?
There's these really cool guys with these fucking assholes when they're still alive.
Oh my god! But
Now it could be the Force Ghost podcast.
that
Tim, that was cool, asshole. He's just like,
The Force
Great
Ghost podcast.
dick.
So I'm wondering.
So 15 minutes times 2 is 30. Okay.
We're back to that.
Why are we still on that? And 15 times 2 would make it
I'm messing with you.
30%. I'm
But
fucking,
no,
no,
make
done
it-
with them. Shut
No,
up. I'm messing,
15 minutes is 10% of the film. And I said 20% of the film was
I'm messing with
Okay.
him.
So it's 30
Jesus.
Oh, it's messing.
Sarah, they want you to do.
Sarah, I know math is hard,
I know,
okay?
it's really
They
good.
want you to do a porg sound now that you've done it.
That wasn't for
It
example.
was pretty close.
It's close to the porgs, yeah. It's a lot like the porgs.
You can just make do the one side. When he's watching his
Aw.
brother getting charred alive by Chewie. Hey, Chewie's got to eat.
Right? So, back to the spoiler episode. So, Enfys Nest and Beckett's crew are trying to fight over the Quaxium, and they're both trying to pull it off in the air, the train.
That's what she
And
said.
Han Solo decides to let the train part go, right? And Beckett's like, no, don't do it.
Why'd you slice off my hands? Sorry.
Imperative that you understand.
That I'm your father.
And so that's where
A couple years too
the
soon.
the Quaxium drops and it explodes onto the mountaintop.
It's pretty cool explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. But that was that their? Do you think they could have pulled that off?
No.
From Memphis Nest? No.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only way. Do you think Memphis?
Well, you see how close they were when they dropped the load right then and there.
Yeah.
If they were still fighting them for even another 10 seconds, it would have been enough where they probably would have been touched by the blast radius.
Yeah. That's true.
At least that's what the movie suggests.
Mm-hmm. And so
They said that shit was a lot.
yeah. And so once that happens, they're out of coaxium, and now they have to report to Beckett's boss, Dryden Voss,
Dryden Fools.
that they have no coaxium. Ouch. He's pretty vicious. Well, how'd y'all like his character in the
I
movie?
like them a lot.
His half human,
Mm.
part human.
Alien human like. I can't remember what the word was.
Like a
but
symbiote.
human like alien. He was kind of like reptilian
Mhm.
human
Why would you think he's reptilian?
because he's got the like
Markings.
I thought that was just him
and the
getting fucked up because he was
eyes.
supposed to be
That's what I
Mandalorian.
thought.
No,
He was just there was just like a
no,
messed up
because when he
face.
died, they went away.
Druggy.
Yeah. Mm.
What the fuck, Tim?
I just
He's like, we're all talking about reptilian Mandalorian. He's a druggie. Kids don't do drugs.
This is you. This is you on the spice. Because was it me?
because he got every time he got fired up, like something was pissing him off. Like he had high blood pressure, and then you see all his veins pop out.
I think that was part of his alien species.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I just thought that was from him getting like his ass kicked at one point in time. Man, I really wanted them to see the close up of the Mandalorian armor. You can just see it there in the background.
Yeah. I think that was just
Just-
kind of a
just
Easter egg.
Piss
Yeah,
me off.
yeah.
Just to piss me off.
Yeah.
Do you know Bubba? Where the fuck is he at? Sorry.
What were you gonna say, Sarah?
I don't know.
But
He's
you
like-
did have part alien,
He
right?
was, he's some kind of alien, but I think he's like reptilian alien or something. Because like when
You're a
he died,
reptilian
his,
alien.
I know. When he died, his like eyes changed color.
Mhm.
Because he's cold blooded.
Cold blooded.
I don't know. I like this character. He did a good job.
Mhm.
He did good. But it wasn't supposed to be him playing the
Yeah, he
part.
got that part on the whim.
Mm-hmm.
Just texted around to Howard like, "Hey, guy,
It's a bro.
think you can give me a part?"
It's a hit,
He's
bro.
like, "I'll get back to you,"
Mm-hmm.
and then Kate went back.
Yeah, I mean,
Who was supposed to play it then?
Oh man,
Yeah, don't tell me that shit if you don't know.
I don't remember who, but his parts got cut out when Ron Howard came on, and then he was not able. The gentleman that was supposed to part was not able to do the reshoots because he was doing another movie at the time, so they cut his character out completely, and then went this direction. Which I think it worked.
Yeah, it worked out.
It
Mhm.
worked because he seemed like vicious but high class,
They're calling him a near human,
near human. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
but I'm still
So
waiting
he's
on.
automated.
He's the automaton.
Automata.
Automatopoeia. Automatopoeia. Oh, sorry.
What y'all think of the when we go to see Dryden, and there's this frog thing
Oh.
that was singing,
Oh.
the, little,
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
the little fish tank.
Oh yeah.
That's weird.
Oh yeah.
It looked like that Ghost
Oh, yeah.
Ghostbusters. Like
These
the first
music-
one.
Uh-huh.
Canteens are getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Because they're trying to one up to each other.
It's kind of funny. I thought it was.
Weird.
I was laughing.
Well, next you're gonna have some kind of weird like boy band.
Aw, cute.
No.
Oh my god. There's an eyelash.
Oh
It's on
wow.
the sweater.
Oh my god.
So the other character who was supposed to play him was actually supposed to be like the more alien version of him,
Oh, okay.
played by Michael K.
No
Williams.
wonder
I don't know
I
who
couldn't
that
find
is.
it for the longest time.
It's the actual alien from the new Aliens.
Oh no. That'd be cool. Jose.
This is according to a
Oh,
Reddit
go ahead.
subtweet. So no, go
No,
ahead.
no. Jose is
Give
saying
us
Need
a little
more.
mohawk.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
the black sword! Exclamation point.
Wait, what?
The black sword! Exclamation.
Shaver
The black
He's
saber.
talking about the dark saber.
the dark saber.
Hey, they're going to Dathomir.
was with Driving Glass.
No, Dryden Voss didn't have it.
But he did have those like
Yeah, but
brass knuckles that were kind of
Little
like
bladey thing.
Oh, no,
they were
it's
kind of like
That was
lightsabers.
pretty-
It
in a
looked
way.
like it.
Wait a minute, what was the name of the Jedi Mandalorian? Wasn't it something Voss?
That was
Or is it like a very similar name, wasn't it?
I think it started with a T. I don't remember. I don't think it was a boss.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna call bullshit on you.
Just go.
Visla, damn it.
First.
Visla, damn it.
Pre-Visla.
Tar Visla,
Tar-Visla.
dickhead.
That's right. Pre-Visla was in the.
Owners, Tar Visla, Pre Visla, Darth Maul, then it goes on to spoilers.
Okay, so
What? Who's Bo Katan Kyrie's?
that's probably in the expanded universe.
Who's canon?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, it looks like it's what's her face's mom?
Oh,
Ren. She
Yeah.
gave it to Ren, that's right.
that's right.
Or Sabine gave it to her.
So-
Bitch.
I don't know. Okay. But, so you didn't like the opening scene for Dryden, Tim? It's too freaky for you.
What?
It's getting too freaky. The cantina scene's getting too
Oh,
freaky.
well,
Did you have to look away?
I didn't say that I like it. I was saying
Yes, you
it's
did.
getting weirder and weirder.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
they are. Yeah, I wonder. You know who I missed in this movie? Since it's a spoiler movie.
If you say R2, I'm gonna slap you.
we didn't see Maz Kanata. I thought we would probably.
I thought we were gonna get that
I thought.
Mm,
too. Nope.
I thought we were gonna get her in this movie,
Maybe
and
the
then
next
she would have
one.
been flirting with Chewie or
Maybe
something.
she meets it.
I like that
That'd
Wookie.
be good.
Where's my boyfriend?
Uh-huh.
Where's my boyfriend?
I really thought we were gonna see her, but we didn't. Well, so then at this point, half of most of half, right? Half of Beckett's crew is dead.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just him, Chewie.
What do you mean half? It's just
And-
him.
Well, yeah, right. Him.
I mean, okay, fine. I was thinking of like the
I'm sure
initial crew.
he's worked with other people. You know, when they hear of his death, if they respect him enough, they probably.
So,
speaking
hey,
of that,
hey, bro, you need help?
well, we'll get to that later. But apparently, Beckett killed another bounty hunter, Ara Singh. And she was in The Phantom Menace, very briefly.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's pretty impressive.
But she was in Clone Wars too, right?
Yeah, she was in the Clone Wars. She actually was one of the
Both.
her and Boss helped Boba Fett learn how to become bounty hunter.
Is she the one who tries to kill Padme?
She's like in an orange jumpsuit, white skin.
Because I remember there was someone who was trying to kill her in one of the episodes.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, they were always trying to kill her.
Yeah, no, but I think you're talking about the
Stupid senator.
shift. The
Oh
shapeshifter.
yeah,
No,
that's
that's not her. Yeah, that's not her.
Mm.
But who are you?
You think maybe in killing that character that you're talking about, that's how he got connected with Voss?
Probably.
Because it's like I could kill you, or I could just employ you instead.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it would make sense if he is Mandalorian. I wouldn't think Boba would be like part of that,
Yeah.
but maybe to the point where like he does contract jobs still.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that made him like a freelancer at that point.
You're probably right. To eliminate her, I mean, get better jobs.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Higher paying jobs.
Yeah.
You know, he's scoundrel.
Well, it's a schedule. It's
But-
a working man.
That's right. Well, what do y'all think? I mean, that.
Timothy,
How
what
did
do
y'all
you
like?
think?
How did y'all like? Instead of that, how did y'all like how Han kind of worded his way out of, or their team out of, getting more coaxium for Dryden Boss?
I like that.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's a good save. I was like, wait.
And
is
Dryden,
this-
like there was like 3 times, right? Dryden was like,
It's like, yeah,
"Ooh,
but too
that's
bad."
not gonna work. So we're
He's
just gonna
like-
have to kill you.
But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, him as being Han Solo. Because that's what Han Solo is. He's a swindler. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he needs to get the hell out of the room.
And what did you think of when Dryden was like went to Kira and grabbed her behind her neck, and he's like, "I'm gonna need you to go too." I was like, "Oh, jeez, ooh."
I should have expected that.
He shouldn't.
I didn't see that.
I
Yeah.
remember that. I was like,
Ooh.
Well, like,
Yeah.
I mean, duh, you're gonna have somebody go with them because they obviously failed the first time. So
This is
And
true.
it just sucks
They're
to have to
talking
be
about
her.
the fact that the hand was on the back.
Make sure
Oh.
That's
Talking about the actual.
It's okay to say,
the
like, hey,
gesture itself.
He's
I
like,
want you to go.
hey, you should go with them. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like,
yeah, no.
and then coming close when you have the behind the neck. It's because your neck is very vulnerable. You
Yeah.
grab them. It's like, I'm gonna need you to go too. And it's
it would have
like,
been better if he was supposed to be a poor reptilian. If you go to with the tongue
Oh,
come out.
God. Like Venom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are Venom.
If this was a Japanese movie, it would have done it.
And then he would have gone around her face. We watched too much anime.
I don't, and I came up with that, so I guess I should have said it.
Oh man, but
Well,
So
it's
then-
also a power play too, though,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like remember who you work for.
yeah, and so
Remember
then
who's master. Sorry,
they go off, and now they need a pilot.
we got one.
They got one, right? But they need a ship. And so Kira says, I think I know somebody. That's it. You say it good. Say it again.
I know somebody.
Yeah. So they go and they look for this somebody who happens to be Lando.
Wait, my dog's in the movie?
He is. Is he?
Is he?
Is he?
Is
Is
he?
he?
Is he?
Is he?
Was he?
Is he?
Was
No, I'm
he?
saying, is he in the movie?
Fuzzy.
Is he?
Is
Is he? I'm talking
Is he? Was he?
I was like, oh.
Is he?
So,
Lando.
Matthew was saying that he can't get enough of Lando. He wants more
I
Lando.
loved it.
I
Yeah?
love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he said that right here too. That he sounded like him. I think it was more so like right in the beginning. I think they did that because you didn't see him yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he like really tried to deepen the voice to sound like Billy D. Williams, and it really sounded like him.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, I was just like, you sure this is supposed to be, the childish Gambino talking right now?
I mean, Danny Glover?
Don't.
Son. Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Yeah. I think he did a really, really awesome job.
Really what?
I was going to say
I was gonna say
fabulous.
this is really
Awesome.
fucking good.
No.
Lois,
He
this
did a
is
good
PG,
job.
except for me.
He did an awesome job as Lando.
PG,
I
R.
I really liked how he really valued his capes.
Capes!
Yeah.
Yes! It's so many of
That
them.
was custom made.
I mean, it really, really did. I mean, he put value to his appearance.
Mhm.
I really like that. Really, really like that. I mean,
Son of a bitch, is a
Like,
cheater.
didn't even use his scarf as a sling, right? Right?
is it sling?
So
I don't know.
because whenever he got shot,
Sound more confident about it.
he used his scarf as a sling. Whenever he got shot,
Oh,
I'm
dude.
skipping.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
He,
Yes,
he,
yeah.
like, tied his
That's
Arm up
right. I
with
didn't
his
even
scarf.
notice that.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't notice it, but now that you bring it up, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he did.
Maybe the cape has magical powers.
The healing powers.
the magical
That's the concentration of his suave.
Suave.
Suave. His smooth motherfucker.
So then we,
I thought he was gonna be more smooth though. I
yeah,
didn't feel like he was enough.
no,
Uh-uh.
the
Because I think they also caught him like in a vulnerable time too, losing L3.
Maybe that's what it was. It's because it was a robot.
Because after that, he was just like disconnected.
so was that his girl?
Gross.
That was his
She's
girl.
like,
That was
she
his girl.
wants me, but
yeah.
And we'll remember because it's like, and she's like, how did it even work
Yeah,
out there? Oh, it'll work.
yeah.
So I think that's why they made a comment about him being pansexual.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, is he fucking this robot?
Is it?
Is
is he?
he?
What do you say?
Is he?
He is.
I think he wants to and he'll try, but she's kind of
Yes. There's no.
she's like, I have respect over myself. I'm a classy robot.
Yeah.
She goes, but maybe later.
Because that.
Yeah.
That reason.
Because she says no.
Yeah, because he says, right, I could have had her memory wiped
That class.
lots of
Yeah.
times, but
But he also said too because of the star maps.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
Well, but they used her to navigate through it. So,
Mhm.
so I mean, there's some validity to that comment.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what is that?
It's eyelash.
Oh, God.
It's stuck
I
to
was
my
like,
sweater.
what is it?
So it's a mohawk now.
Are you falling apart? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's
think
like
this
a
is a
great-
good time right now
yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're almost halfway through the movie talking, and we're at 1 o'clock, which is halfway through
You're halfway through.
our podcast.
You're done.
I'm done. Finished. Over. No, you know, a lot of people don't like this movie.
You don't like this movie.
But they even gone in, like, as soon as they heard, oh, this and this happened with Han Solo, like, I'm not going to go see it. Like,
I hate it.
I think
yeah,
that
I already hate it. Like,
I think the fans failed the movie.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and all this bullshit's coming out about it too, and it's really annoying me. Like they're trying to make arguments. Oh, they didn't go watch it because it's a good movie. But everybody who comments on it, everyone who really okay, except for these true friends, can go suck it. But the people who actually like giving reviews of it and critiquing it in like an official capacity, they're all saying like it was actually kind of good, guys. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
You know. But the larger
There's so
part
much
is
you haven't seen
it was a
trashing
huge
it.
flop the first weekend. Like, I mean, you could say it was battling Pool 2 for its second
Plus,
week and
it's not-
everything.
It's kind of like because they had to reshoot the whole movie pretty much all over again.
There was some negative press about it, yeah.
So
But
they had to spend they had to do double or put more money to the budget. So whatever money they had spent on the movie, let's say
they said they spent like double what they were supposed to.
$500 million.
Yeah.
Then Ron Howard comes in. We got to reshoot the whole thing. You got to pay all these people.
That might have
come
cut
back,
into his advertising, yeah.
You know, whatever, like his look on everything. So that I got to pay like another $500 million.
Yeah.
So the movie costs so much more. It's gonna be harder to gross now at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're dumping
As
more
opposed
money.
to what it would have been with 500. So I'm sure like it would have had a better opening with the original directors because they only paid so much. You know, it's a numbers thing.
But better opening doesn't necessarily implies it does better in the long run. But also too, I think there's
it would have grossed more, is what I'm saying.
In the first weekend.
Overall. And the first weekend.
Well, it depends, because if everyone hears it's a
Because how
flop,
much
no one's
money?
going to rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
And people may not go see it at all. But I think the word is coming out about that the movie is actually good. So, like, I think that they'll get the money, maybe not as much as they're talking about, because especially in this case, spending more on the budget. But I think in the long run, it'll still do okay.
Do you
But
think
the-
they'll remake their money in the what's it called when the downloadable movie comes out?
Oh, I hope so, because that's how I'll buy it.
You know what I mean?
But see, the thing that really makes me like upset is this whole
I think
new wave bullshit
I think it'll have
fan
a turnaround.
activism.
eventually.
Turn around, it'll be fine. But this new bullshit kind of shit, because they're saying like, oh, the true fans are speaking because they didn't like The Last Jedi, so they're protesting this movie. And I think it's a crock of shit. Like, I really do. And I think it's bullshit to hear that stuff, especially for a film that actually did good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a film that, despite all this negativity, despite having this, you know, this hard thing, you know, even if it went exactly the way they wanted to, spin it that they wanted to, it still had huge shoes to fill. But the whole idea is anyone really going to be Han Solo that's not Harrison Ford?
Mm-hmm.
It had huge shoes to fill to begin with,
Yeah.
you know, and then having all this negativity in the beginning, Kathleen Kennedy accenting the directors, bringing in someone new, even if it's a title contender like Ron Howard to redo virtually the entire movie 80%. You know, I think it's crap that these people who call themselves fans are going to sit there and try to turn around saying, "Oh, this is us saying that there needs to be a change in Disney," and that's, or not Disney, but Lucasfilm. I think that's complete bullshit.
What do you ladies think? I'm curious.
Is he? That's good.
Why don't you read the
Is he?
comments again?
Yeah. What Sarah has to say.
And I'll read that comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And did you write anything?
I
Or
wrote something similar to the comment. I like
You like the comment better? Or?
I liked both. Like, I
You
mean,
do both of them.
okay.
Okay. Sarah, what
She's
do
like,
you
I
think?
don't want to.
I think it's all opinion. Like since in like The Last Jedi, they're gonna say, "Oh no, I don't want to watch that because Last Jedi sucked. Why would I watch this?"
Mhm.
Okay, but that's your own opinion. A lot of other people like Last Jedi, so don't go see it. Why? Why?
They're
You know,
two
why
completely
just
different
talk?
movies in my
They're
eyes.
talking.
Two
Yeah.
very completely
Yeah,
different movies.
exactly.
I think that's why they're thinking of rating these movies or changing the rating is so different now.
Sarah? Sorry you interrupted you.
No, I'm just saying. People are just throwing in their 2 cents. They don't need to.
Yeah.
If you don't like the movie or you don't want to watch the movie, you don't have to say, "I don't want to watch that movie because I thought Last Jedi sucked."
Yeah.
Like, nobody watched the
Don't
movie
watch the
because
movie.
if you're a
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
fan, you better not go.
Like, why?
I hate this.
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And
Yeah,
like
I'm a
it's
true fan because I didn't go
childish.
watch Han Solo.
Uh-huh.
And you know, it actually comes to a point too now. True fan. Damn it, I did it again.
France.
True fans. Like, what constitutes a true fan? The original. There's so much more. There's so much more movies done and content done ways what the original trilogy is now. You can't be a true fan of the franchise and say only like episodes 4 through 6 when there's 1 through 3. There's Rogue One, there's Han Solo, there's episodes 7 and 8 and 9 coming out. There's much more than what the original trilogy is.
Yeah.
She brought up first. That's what people follow the most, the core of it, because we're in the point where they will post that now, and that they're making a lot of these offshoot movies connected to the original trilogy. But there's much more than what the original trilogy has to offer. So to say that you're a true fan and only like 3 movies out of 10,
No, this
it's
movie
bullshit.
Yeah.
This movie offers a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It is.
And that's all I'm saying is you can't say I'm a true fan and you like 30% of the content. Like just because it was the first 3 doesn't mean shit.
Mhm.
So I'd like to give Izzy the floor because she put an excerpt in her diary,
Mhm.
and she's going to read a comment from another fan that she agrees with. So,
Okay.
Izzy, you have the floor.
All right. Nobody interrupt me.
That's
I'm looking at you.
Because I'm looking at Lewis right now.
Look up definition of true fan.
Okay, so on Facebook, there's a Facebook page called Star Wars Geeks of the World Unite, and it was basically,
United.
about the whole boycotting thing, and I saw it, and I remember us like talking about it, or Lewis, I think you mentioned, we need to do this and like having the boycott. So I was like, okay, like that's something cool. So I read it, and this Facebook user of Scott Nortright, whatever. Courtright. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, he said, for the shame truth of Star Wars is that George Lucas meant Star Wars to be for everyone. The very concept is fluid so that people can enjoy it in new and different ways. If you choose to hate simply because it's owned by Disney and is being Disney-fied, then please stop claiming to be the true fans. I personally love the new Disney canon and get a kick out of the story. But don't get me wrong, I still love the original stories and the original Legends continuity, right? Anyways, please don't bitch and moan because Disney is shaking things up. But yeah, I'm still going to go watch the new movies.
Kennedy's chick.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Where's Kathleen Kennedy? Where's Kathleen Kennedy, Tim?
Where is Kathleen Kennedy?
Where is she?
The fuck, that's not even Star Wars. That's not even Disney. You can't say it's Marvel because it's not even Disney.
So, true fan, Tim?
What is a true fan?
Is
Get
a true fan
That sounds like
Boycotting?
a true fan to me.
boycotting the movie?
My fan would not boycott.
Mm-mm.
I think as a true fan, you'd have to go like do thick and thin, for better, for worse, all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Force of Destiny.
Oh, you hate it, man.
Speaking of that, Kira's in the new Forces of Destiny.
Is she really?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I guess it depends.
Oh,
I guess for
cool.
audience.
I guess I'll have to watch.
For audience.
Oh, yeah.
So for audience
She's-
purpose. But yeah, you would have to live through all of that,
Mhm.
and then you can be the person to say, you know what, I didn't like this, I didn't like that.
Yeah, but
You might to say that.
after you've seen it and have like your opinion
Yeah.
for it, you just can't make up an opinion before it even happens.
I mean, yeah, you can still be a true fan and like dislike what they went, the direction of what they meant in the movie, but you still watch it, you
Yeah.
still support it,
Which is
and you
what
still
happened.
defend it after the fact.
Which is what happened when Last Jedi. Like true fans, or I mean, more, I would say, like fans went and saw the movie and said they came out saying they didn't like it. But then out of that group, then those split up and said, "Oh, I'm going to boycott," and then the rest of them just kept watching. I think the ones that kept watching and went into Solo are the ones who are still the better fans.
Mm-hmm. What'd you call it? Like a minority group and a minority group?
Mm-hmm. Minority group within a minority
everyone.
Group
There's like
within a
17 million
minority
different things. It's like,
like Sarah, you are fair skinned, right?
Yeah.
okay,
But then,
what?
but then also you have dark hair,
It's like, guess who?
and then you have light eyes, and then you have this,
Jesse, so Jesse,
the minority.
does he
within
look
the
like a
minority
bitch?
within the-
Why
You know what I mean?
like a bitch?
Yeah, and I don't like it because
I was
you
waiting
know,
for something.
it doesn't have enough aliens in it, or I don't like it because the cantina scenes are getting too weird for me. Or, you know,
Their
I mean,
singing wasn't
yeah,
good.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's
I don't
like
like it because they don't have a certain actor playing.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought Maz Kanata was going to be in it, so she's not. So I hated it. You know what I mean? Because you didn't get to write the script. Now you just hate it. That's what it seems like.
I mean, well, it's kind of like the previous debate we had about Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart. Well, I was calling her Martha Stewart. I was calling her Martha Stewart. What's her name again?
Meryl
Streep.
Yes,
Meryl Streep taking over for Leia.
Yes.
If they did that, I would be strongly against it.
She
Still
would
going to
go
watch
see
the
it.
movie.
Mhm.
I'm still probably even going to enjoy it, but I'm still going to be against. I'm still going to disagree with that choice that they made. But I'm not going to say like I'm not going to watch this goddamn film because they went against what they shouldn't do. Like, who gives a shit what Micah Kid wants?
Mhm.
Like, they're going to do
Exactly.
the story that they want, and I'm still going to have my opinion, but I'm not going to. Fucking asshole. You can go fuck yourself now.
Tim missed that. He said, who gives a shit when Micah thinks? And I was like, yeah, that's right.
Okay, I got that. I just wasn't sure if that's all.
Yeah.
He kind of turns his grin at me. I'm like, you fucking dickhead. Well, apparently these nice folk do, or some of them.
Yeah.
Someone please say I care what you think.
No.
Micah.
Oh,
No.
somebody does.
Somebody
does say that they.
Somebody
can,
please.
Jose says that he can tell that it had two different directors. I
Oh,
couldn't.
yeah?
That's not what we're talking about, but sure.
No.
We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
We're talking about Mike. Someone cares
I mean,
about what I say.
If
I
you
know.
can't-
Anybody?
it's kind of-
Is anybody there?
They pieced it together really well.
Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah.
But
Boom.
did you want to do your diary or no?
I feel like it like covers like exactly
Is the same
what
thing?
he
Okay,
said. Yeah.
very
So just do it again with a Dear Diary voice. Dear Diary.
No, but that was really great. I'm glad you found that, and
Yeah.
like Tim said, it kind of sums up what a true fan
I said it better.
is. Right?
Now we're coming back down to preferences. Yeah.
No, I was talking about what that guy said.
Oh.
Essentially said the same thing.
Right.
I just didn't know he said that.
So I think what we could do now
Core right.
is we can continue talking about the solo. Probably get halfway through the movie,
Mhm.
and then next time or next episode we can recap the second half of the movie because we still have to
Or we can finish the
rank-
movie. Let's go.
We still need to rank the movie.
And break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe
What do y'all
we'll
think?
rank them this time.
You're gonna rank them
Yeah,
next
we can do
time.
it the next. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So
Lando.
we just got to Lando
Sabak.
Sabak.
Ah,
Mhm.
Sabak. L3.
Huh?
Holes.
why did he say that?
Right? And you go like that's Chewy.
No,
Oh.
wrong time, you dickhead.
No, I like when he did that.
I did too, but that's like way further on in the movie.
His reaction to
Yeah,
it.
he's all.
I was like, well, what do you know?
I like when he goes, "Keep your eyes on your own cards." He goes,
Yeah.
"All of your eyes."
Oh yeah, and they're
all
all
of those over there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And he goes, "Oh great, I can see your cards now."
So Lando is a trickster
Hmm.
with a card up his sleeve.
He's all.
Quite
Literally.
literally.
The good
Yeah.
old classic card up the sleeve.
Uh huh. That was a good trick.
Mm.
Well, you mentioned that, right? That no, you kind of mentioned that maybe Han would have won the Falcon with some trickery like that, right?
We all came to a consensus that
We'd have to
that
cheat
we
to
were
win.
under the
Cheat the
interpretation
cheater
that
to win.
no, we didn't say that. We
You
just said
said
that.
that.
Han,
You
we
said-
did not.
Yes, you
We
did.
said that Han would cheat to win. It was a general consensus of this council. That someone read that somewhere that Han was gonna have to cheat Lando.
Yeah, you said that.
I never said that. I just said, "Oh, okay." Like, how the fuck do I know?
I
didn't
mean,
read
like
any
you
of
said
that.
that off the record, not here, but like somewhere else.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, at work, yes, you did.
No, I
I
didn't.
swear.
Okay, so play your recording of it.
Okay. Well, I was
Yeah, he records majority of everything I talk to him about. All right, I want to hear it.
No, just messing
Right.
with you. So they.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I might have said that. But it was in understanding that if Lando cheated, that he would have to maybe cheat the cheat. Okay.
Said it exactly. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
I went behind
Exactly.
my pen I held him back and I said, "Look." Yeah.
Look at him. He's pissed right now.
He is pissed.
Damn it.
He's looking at you like he wants to shoot your ass.
So Matthew
I didn't realize you had two.
says that Billy D
Oh, the double sign.
is that smooth a person. I met him and I wanted to give him a bunch of random things to read to me. He's as cool as the other side of the pillow. Hashtag space pimp.
Oh, shit.
So
Like I can just see somebody bringing like a bucket of like fortune cookies. I'm like, here, read that one.
just read that.
Okay, here, read
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that he had the hand stuck to his assistant and his assistant would hand it to him? Wasn't that what David was telling us? That when he went to go get something signed from him at the first, I think the Orlando convention or the Anaheim one. Sorry, the Anaheim one. That he went to go like sit down, get a picture with him, and that like he would get something autographed by him, and he had to hand it to the assistant, which then in turn handed it to Billy D.
Remember.
I think.
I don't remember.
I thought he said I don't know. Like he was just.
Uh-oh.
Is the show over?
I know.
a little
early,
the guys went off.
Oh, they need to go to
together.
the bathroom together.
Oh.
You know, buddy
it's
system.
like it's like the
Oh,
Han
yeah.
Chewie scene.
Chewie, are y'all gonna take a shower?
Oh my god!
It's a Han Chewie scene. Yes.
But
I
that
need
shower
some
looks
water.
pretty nice.
It looked
Like I was
tiny.
watching it again last night. It was like gray, and I was
Yeah.
like,
I want
a
to
shower.
right? So
What did you just
When
say?
we
You wanted to
see-
be in a shower?
He went to shower like
Shower
that.
like that.
what did y'all think about that scene when for the first time and they're at the table?
Well,
It was-
As soon as she said, like, you know, I know someone, I was all,
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yes,
Yeah.
this is who I think it is. And as soon as I was like, oh yes, I was like, yes.
Yes. So how did you think his mannerisms were? Do you think they were comparable to Billy D and
Yeah, he did a
And-
really good job.
And like even like Lando and like, you know, Empire, he was very stylish. So I love that, you know, when she went to his closet, she was like trying on his stuff, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, he's so stylish. So nice.
and
Such a fashionista.
It's true.
There's one.
so
line
does
like
that mean
Face.
that Lando is Snoke?
Oh,
Maybe they buy
okay.
their outfits from the same person.
Could be.
They're
You know, Matthew
custom
said,
tailors or
Matthew said
something.
earlier, I think that they're actually talking. It sounds like Billy D maybe like a rumor is that he's going to be in episode 9, which would make sense.
That would make sense. He picks up another mining colony or something like that.
Sorry. Well, yeah, because they have to go out of a room or whatever. Sorry, I'll bring it back. But it was just.
You have to go there.
Yeah.
Do you prefer it to the inner room? Tim? Okay, but one line. Okay, so I love.
That's classic, man.
So I love everything that Donald Glover brought to Lando, just everything. But there's one line that didn't. It just kind of. It seems like something that Lando would say, but it just kind of seemed weird. Like everything you heard about me is true. It's
Mhm.
like, I heard Lando's a piece of shit. Oh, that's true.
Yep.
I heard Lando's cool. That's cool. That's true too. I was just like, because it sounded like something he would say, but it kind of seemed like really ambiguous.
I heard you eat pieces of shit for
And he says,
It's true.
and as he's sipping, I eat piece of shit for breakfast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it kind of seemed like that area that he would say something like that, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It just kind of seemed slightly off. And I'm not critiquing the movie hard for that at all. But what do you think? Like it seems like a Lando thing to say, right? But it seems like there's inconsistency with that comment. Or am I just overthinking it?
I think you're overthinking it a little bit.
Overthink.
But I can see where you're coming from at the same time. I can see that. Like,
Because it just seems like to me like he he would say everything like real cool like that, but it'd also be very calculating what he's saying. And then, and like I said, just real quick, I'm thinking everything you hear about me is true, is that you're a backstabbing bastard. You're going to betray your friend in a couple of years. Oh, what? You know what I mean? Like,
True.
So I don't know. I think I am just overthinking it.
Yeah.
And he does it cool. Like I enjoy how he says it. He portrays it.
Yeah.
He dons that emotion when he does it. It's just kind of like polish that line a little bit. I don't know.
Would you say that, because now talking about the same time frame, would you say that the L3 droid, that it was his, or was she her own individual? Did she belong to Lando?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, because she was yelling when they
I don't
were.
think she belongs to them.
She was like, "Let's go, L3, let's go."
I think he's just giving her so much autonomy. It's like she seems like the free will, but if it down would be like, "Bitch, get on board," and she's gonna have to abide.
She didn't have
I think.
the bolt,
I'm
restraining bolt.
No, like
Oh, like the
They're
other
all just
droids.
agreed.
There was one piece of dialogue where they were sitting, and I think they were on their way. They were going somewhere, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting up to you," and she's like, "Basic human rights or basic civil rights or something."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe I think he did on her
Okay.
because she made it seem like she didn't have any rights. I don't know.
And then when
Good catch, Tom.
Hmm.
I kind of just thought it was like the whole thing as of today, but it kind of doubles that too.
That's what I thought too. I thought the same thing. But that makes sense.
I mean, well, especially because he came out with "This Is America" music video like just a couple weeks ago, so I just thought it was all relative. But it was like one of those references that you can openly say in a movie where it's relevant to today, which makes the movie gives it the movie that much more depth. Because it's like, oh, you have this conflict in the movie, and you see that in real life. They make the characters more real. Like I thought it was like a doubling of that, but
yeah, and I think
it can go both ways easily for that.
That's true. And so what did?
But that does touch a point where you're talking about there was an actual droid revolution.
Of course, that was the expanded universe, not canon.
Well, everything is still there.
Yeah.
They pull from it when they need to, and they redefine it as it sets in their newer universe.
Yeah. Tim, you're gonna kill that bag, man.
I know.
You can't if you give me one, you can't technically kill a bag, right? My man.
Oh, why don't you show off the bag? Maybe Mrs. Baird will sponsor us. Mrs. Baird. So then
Sarah get me a taco later.
we go and
I'm just kidding.
Lando takes us to a ship, and it's got a
boot on.
it's freaking been impounded.
I love that.
What is this? I didn't know. That was funny.
Well, because at first saying, I was like, "This motherfucker's not even his ship. How can we just steal it from him?" But no,
So they take the boot off the ship and then they get out of there.
no, you miss a big portion.
Talk to me about it.
You have to cut the gate or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, "What's wrong with your performance issues? Turn around, everybody,
Oh,
turn around!"
Oh, yeah. Don't look at me.
She's cutting it or whatever. He's just sitting there like, "That's my droid."
That was pretty good. Yeah. There was so many, Sandy turned to me like in the middle of the movie and she was like, "These scenes are amazing."
Mhm.
It really captured her to the point that a couple of days ago we were sitting on the couch and she goes, "Can we watch the first Star Wars?"
Aw.
I was like,
Yes, of course.
So we watched The Phantom Menace.
I've only seen like 17 billion.
She enjoyed it.
Yay.
So,
Well, she didn't enjoy it.
The Phantom Menace?
I like Phantom Menace more than I like.
It's working.
That's not it, man.
It's
working. Now this
Then,
is
Attack of the Clones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3-1-2.
3-1.
That's how I rate the prequels.
It's
I don't
okay.
hate them. I
Mhm.
just think they're very cheesy.
Okay, if you give a score of 45, that's hatred. That's
Okay,
borderline
years ago.
She
hatred.
gave herself wiggle room for future movies. Right?
No, she didn't. Episode 4, 100. Episode 5.
I didn't give episode 4 100.
100.
I gave it a 96.
Yeah.
Real in the face.
But you gave episode 5
That was like a
100, right?
rejection right
I
there.
think so. And then 7 was lost.
So you're saying nothing ever can beat Empire Empire,
It can
till the day
only
you die,
be
will be
as
your
good.
favorite. Nothing. Yeah, exactly. Any other movie in the possible future can only be as good. Nothing can ever be better than Empire.
But I have several of them.
But you didn't leave room for improvement,
because she's saying you can't improve off that.
right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
She doesn't want to say yes. That's why you'll never hear me give a
You're
score
gonna make me
under
poop myself.
anything.
Yeah.
Is that why I smiled? I thought it was Timothy.
Oh my god. Yeah. So
Oh, I shit myself because Tim shit himself.
is that the whole throat thing? Is it
Blah, blah. Yeah, it's just
keeps going.
transfer food. Damn it, another shitty episode.
I know. So
Okay, so performance issues. They take off the boot and they take off.
they take off. Where do they go?
Oh, I don't know.
To what is it?
Wait, are you going now?
It happened.
Maybe.
Where'd they go? Sarah, you saw it yesterday. Where'd they go?
Oh God, guys, come on!
Scary.
I'm gonna fucking throw
that
that.
mining place.
Does this begin with the letter K?
Kessel.
Oh, was it
Kessel
called
Run.
Kessel? I
Not
thought-
Kessel Run. The place is called
They
Yeah.
did it.
Kessel.
Yeah.
They
I
went
thought it
through
was just
the
like
stuff.
oh god.
They
I
had
was
to
like, it's like
It
a
is called
mission.
Kessel?
Oh, it's a mission.
Mhm.
It's a
Okay.
run on Kessel.
They had to get through the
You're
stuff.
running.
Talk to us about the stuff they had to get through.
They
The
had
spices.
to get through clouds
Clouds. Lots of
And
And an
clouds.
octopus.
and an electric
And worlds
octopus
colliding.
and
Worlds
little
collide.
Yeah.
iceberg
Already
things,
3,000
like
Uh-huh.
Yes, I love
You
that
ready
stuff.
to
Asteroid?
Uh-huh.
We said
I was gonna say meteors.
meatballs. Like
Cloudy
meatballs.
with a chance of meatballs.
And yeah,
Space meatballs.
Cloudy with a
Space
chance of
meatballs.
joke back.
So electric octopus.
electric octopus.
Octopi?
Just one.
Octopi.
An octopus.
Electric octopus.
Piss? Pissing yourself too?
Space meatballs.
A space meatball.
A space meatball.
It's a bit foggy. so,
Fog.
Yeah,
Yeah, space fog.
space fog.
Yes. And was it me or did the skin come off of the octopus?
When it was burning and whenever they were done and they were leaving,
Right?
think so.
Was it
I think
the
it, like,
skeletal
burnt
structure?
and then-
Or
Ew, it's like getting peeled.
yeah,
yeah. No, it had an inner skeleton.
no, like the meat had been like sucked off the skeleton.
The skin design.
It's
Like,
alive!
melting.
Yeah.
That's a weird.
What?
I wonder how they put like markers in that storm to get to the planet.
Who did that?
What happened?
I did not watch.
She looked over like
I missed it, I
It
guess.
was my
Did you hear
pants
it?
on the
Yeah.
chair.
somebody else shit themselves now.
It's-
Tim, cover yourself and talk.
Let me rename it to the
No.
Shitty Show Part 2.
Yeah. Another shit.
You haven't lived your life until you poop yourself on the show. All right, Tim, go ahead.
If that's so.
I was adjusting.
I was just gonna go with I guess I've never lived my life. But go ahead and shit yourself all you want to. Hold
It
on.
wasn't all there was.
Oh God!
Oh my god.
All right, Tim, go.
Uh,
Breathe, buddy. Breathe, buddy.
like through to navigate through that system, you have to have someone like L3 to come up with to see through all that, right?
Mhm.
But someone had to have gone through there and put up those posts every I don't know how many miles.
Mhm.
You notice that?
Through
No,
the fog.
yeah.
There was like
There was like lights all leading them through the path. I'm like, who the fuck put these here?
Well, it kind of reminded me of something like, say, like an old excavator or something, like where you have
You know how many
like
deaths have to happen just to even make that work?
Uh-huh. That's how we're in the United States, right?
Building the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, shipping channels,
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's how.
Well, that, but I'm thinking it's also more akin to kind of like, let's say, digging under the pyramid. Like, there's a bunch of hidden caverns and rooms and stuff that they still don't even know about. But so to dig that far down, or even to say dig into a mountain. Like say we think there's gold in the very, very bottom of the mountain or something. They dig in, they take all the stuff out, they put up support beams, and they keep on going. They take out the dirt, they keep on going, they put up support beams. That's what it reminded me of. Was just like they went in there, like these light posts, it might even be some kind of electrical post of some sorts, maintaining the space that they can go through. That's what it reminded me of.
Maybe those posts had some kind of gravitational.
Motherfucker, that's what I
Energy.
just said.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
Fucking hate you. It's gonna be the Force Choke podcast and Micah.
Oh
Get
my
him.
god.
Get off, man.
Fuck this
I
place.
like how you simplify that. Because I think that we say things like simple, and then Michael like over like.
I said it
I know you did. You said it first this time, but like when it's the other way around, we'll say something simple, and then like you'll say something totally.
this time. Lewis says shit to me all the time.
But like you take it to this whole other level, but it's the same thing.
And you're like, no, it's not the same. Yes, it is. Same thing.
You know what? Fuck you.
Oh my gosh. Just come to your seat and shit yourself.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So maybe that's how they get from one place to the other very quickly. All this debris is moved out of the way.
Aside.
Yeah.
Gravitational pulls.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Maybe you're right, Micah. Maybe you're right.
No, maybe you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right, but
And
maybe you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So then they
Mm-hmm.
got through there because
Easy.
L3 got destroyed.
Yeah.
No,
They got through there.
we're skipping ahead.
still
Okay.
L3's alive.
L3's navigating for them on their way.
They make it to the
There.
core of the planet.
They get there because they take some coaxium and pump it into the hyperdrive, right?
We're skipping
After
a lot. We're just
the
talking about
fight?
getting into the planet itself. Yeah, what happened to the fight? Taking the coaxium.
Chewy fucking some bitches up.
Talk to us, Tim.
I don't know. You say it. Yeah.
So which part
Chewy
am I
fights for his own people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, you have like two separate waxes, like Chewy's freeing his people, L3's freeing her people.
How about this?
Kind of
Why did we go to
right.
Kessel to begin with?
Because they messed up their first mission, so he was like, "We're gonna
Raw
prove to you we're better."
coaxium.
Sure. And where did they have to go to get that?
Castle.
Specifically on Kessel where?
Underneath the spice mine.
Yeah, so they had to go all the way through this. They'll skip a huge part.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we wanted to get straight into
Why
We
they
it.
have
have
to go-
half an hour left.
So then stop talking about shitting yourself and talk about the movie.
She didn't talk about
I
shitting
didn't talk
herself.
about
She
shitting-
almost shit.
She just shit herself.
I adjusted, and it made a sound.
Okay, I almost shit myself.
Okay.
Lewis did shit himself.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Come on.
And Lewis and Tim is
I thought you would follow suit, but
peeling. Nope. I pride myself. I haven't shit for that.
hey, Tico joined us.
Hey, Tico!
Hello.
Go.
The little droid. You know, whenever they're in the control room and there's a little droid just like stomping on the buttons.
Oh, yeah,
Down,
it's
motherfuckers.
Smashing the computer.
Because
So they go to
L3
Really
pops off
cute.
the
Yeah.
restraining bolt and
Mhm.
and the thing's all beep beep beep. She's like, I don't know, go for your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for your brothers and sisters or something.
I thought that was cool. Yeah, and then he was
Like, God damn it, fuck.
They started breaking all the computers and shit. I was like, I was waiting for her to say like, "Quit, bitch! I got a burst," and then you can break it.
I feel like droid, like, because Rogue One had what his name, K2SO.
Mhm.
He was like super like witty and funny, and then this one, she's even funnier. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you're getting better and better on like, their droids.
Yeah. And I
Maybe
think,
it got worse because this
Maybe it's-
happened before.
Mhm.
I think what happened with some of the other droids that we know from like episode 4, 5, and 6,
6.
except for
7.
R2, those droids have their mind wiped consistently.
Regular.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? And I think it's because of what happened. Like L3 and other droids are probably moving restraining bolts,
Oh
and
yeah.
these droids are gonna cause a revolt against the humans and other alien races. So I think by that point they understood, okay, if we wipe their mind every week, then they were not gonna know any different. It's almost like it's a baby.
So it's like cleansing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pooping yourself.
It's like pooping
Oh
yourself.
my god.
Cleansing.
Cleansing.
Detoxing.
You need
Yes.
to be cleansed. Lord Vader. Sorry.
John Vader in this movie?
I wanted,
How do you not want
I
Vader?
wanted the
Sure.
senator. In the movie.
You know, like, how do you not want Vader? But I didn't think he was integral to the story unless they wrote it just right. I thought it would have been a thing of passing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was waiting for that. Like, them to take off and, like, oh, Vader's pissed. You know, here comes his squadron or some shit. I don't fucking know. But it just, the way they did the movie, for them doing the Kessel Run didn't make sense, and I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. It would have been cool if we would have seen him in the very beginning, in the when Han Solo's in the war.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say that would have been even cool.
Him like stepping
Like
out.
thing, it's like, we're not doing any good. His commander gets shot and everything. You see Vader just in the side, like you see a glowing red stick.
Just,
Quing, quing,
Yeah.
quing, quing, quing. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like, go fight with Lord Vader. I'll stay over here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something, just like something real quick in passing like that.
How many years later was it from when he enlisted to that battle?
I think it was 3.
Mhm.
Right?
It's
3
like
years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it already mentioned something about he. I want to say like 1.2 years. I don't know why. Maybe I heard 14 months, something like that. That he was in the Naval Academy and he got kicked out because he had a free mind and shit like that.
He had a mind of his own.
Yeah. But it's not too much before. Still mentions Scarif as being intact.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
So then now where are we at in the
So we're in the movie. We're talking about the Droid Revolution, and to follow up with that, they steal the unrefined coaxium. They're taking off.
Lando goes back to save L3.
And
Yeah.
he gets shot.
Well,
how did y'all
L3
feel when that happened?
When
When Lando got shot? Or when L3 got shot and then he went
I was
back
like,
to-
oh no. But I feel like
That was dumb.
You thought it was dumb?
It was
I
necessary.
mean, I guess
She was
it's
like,
necessary. She's like, yeah, it's a revolution.
She was being stupid, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Mhm.
And then he ran out and he was being stupid. Han's like, oh come on. Like,
Yeah.
really? Like Kira's like, let's go.
It's like, but that's my fuck toy.
Oh, no.
And then she was
Oh,
like,
my
Lando
God.
happening. He's like, no,
oh my
no.
god.
His lover.
Mm.
Chewie, was it Chewie that picked him up? Right? Both of them?
Yeah.
Picked up both of them.
And ran off with him. What do y'all think about Chewie leaving the other Wookiees behind? Not leaving them behind,
like
but
nudge,
They
separating
they're
them.
like, did the little like
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Like,
touch.
honor each
Like,
other.
I'm gonna go with Han. I don't know what they're saying. But
Take care. Hold down the
I
fort.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, yeah, so I like the
There's
Chewie portion,
points
yeah.
now.
But so they're
You're
taking-
free now. Look for the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, come to this huge pivotal point because they're trying to take off, and then finally Han is like fulfilling his destiny because someone's got to pilot that mother now.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
We got it. And he saw some pretty cool maneuvers, like like
Yeah,
winding up.
spin around and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Try spinning, that works.
They
did it again. They did it again.
You get it in there every time. Try spinning. That's a good trick.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh man, but
I still love that the trick that he does that he's trying to get away from the TIE fighters, and he just like
Oh, where
He
he's
spins.
like,
He just, like, spins
my
it.
friend. I learned this from my friend.
Uh.
He died doing this.
yeah. He's all,
he just spin yeah.
yeah.
He's like whack, like basically backhands it in the wall and blows up, and you're just like we're good.
Yeah, that was
We're good.
when I saw the Star Destroyer, and they're like, they're not going to send out any TIE fighters for just one ship. And it's all,
Yeah.
It's like-
I guess I didn't pass that class.
yeah. And so they got this unrefined coaxium with them that's going to blow up in how many hours? Days?
I don't know.
Like a
It
day?
was like super soon.
Or it seemed like hours, right? and they had to get it.
Honestly, it seemed like less than that.
It was like starting to smoke up, and then it was like turning.
That's why they had to actually make the Kessel Run, which they did. Because if they went the actual path in which they're supposed to, they would have just screwed them up.
Yeah.
But at that point, they used L3 and they put her into the computer and the ship.
Yeah.
She's a part of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because at that point they had to jump into it, simply evade the Star Destroyer following, and they still had the TIE fighters. And was that a TIE bomber or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised they pulled that out.
Those are fun to play.
Yeah.
Fun to fly. Sorry. TIE bombers.
When do you get to fly them? Why don't we get to fly them too?
Because she plays
It's my
the
game.
Star Wars.
Oh, it's a game.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh, okay. So it was like, why actually fly? Battlefront. Tim, are you still with us, buddy?
Yeah, I'm thinking who's piloting the Star Destroyer.
Piet? No.
That
No. Because that's too soon.
Who is that guy from Battle? What was his name? That girl's dad.
No.
Oh, Aiden's dad?
Yeah.
Aiden Versa.
Versus dad.
Aiden Versio?
Yeah.
I don't know. Dad Versio?
Oh my god. Oh, look. Tico says sexy papa is looking extra sexy today.
God damn it. Thanks, Tico. People's champ. That's what it means.
All right, so do y'all remember the planet that they had to go to refine the quaxium? I don't remember.
I don't really
I don't know what it was.
But so they stole the quaxium.
The same planet that
Yeah.
that group lives on.
Enfys Nest?
Yeah.
I don't think they live there. There's Emphasis knew that they had to go there to refine it.
That seemed like from there.
It was like one of their affected planets. Because they had talked about, because they were all from different,
Regions.
yeah. And they're like, we're all affected. And then those are the like mute people that they could talk about. I think they're just affected.
Mm-hmm. And what did y'all think of, I think I'm jumping ahead a little bit, when they were talking to they were talking together, and the old lady did the
Yeah, totally.
Death
Death
Star.
Star.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But I'm kind of, like I said, jumping ahead there. But so they're taking the quaxium to the planet, and they're unloading it. They land on the planet, and Falcon's just crashing. Well, so you were kind of right? The Falcon just
I was thinking that thing was going to get completely trashed. It was still, but I mean, he even says it like, she may not look like me, but she can take a beating or whatever.
Yeah. And so,
Actually, I think I just converged two different quotes. But I mean, she got trashed. Yeah.
He goes, "This is why you don't let anyone fly your ship."
so they doing the quaxium.
I look at this and it's like such bullshit. Your ship, hey, remember you lost her to be fair and score.
That's right.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah,
He kept him from cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he didn't like use the card. He was already winning. And
Yeah.
he goes, "What? Can't win this?"
How was that? Okay, hold on. New thing, not Chewy. Try to act like a chicken. Go.
That's the Newport voice. Oh my god. Let's see. Jose says L3 merged with the Millennium Falcon, and it gives the ship its personality. That's why you see it give some issues in the original trilogy.
That's what I was kind of thinking too. Because like it just kind of like powers down.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Oh no."
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if they did it on purpose, but writing it in just like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So I think, was it you or was it you that I was saying is then the Millennium Falcon a droid?
Talking about that.
Maybe he had the same conversation with me too.
Oh, yeah?
Dick.
What did you say?
Don't worry about it.
Well, what do y'all think? Now that her memory bank or whatever is merged with the Falcon, is the Millennium Falcon now a droid as opposed to a ship?
Yeah.
Or a ship that's a droid?
A ship with
It's still a
droid
ship. It just has a.
quality.
Personality.
I don't.
She was
think
just
so.
put in.
Because she can't like run herself.
Mm-hmm. That's what she mentioned, right, too?
If she was the ship, then I think she would have been able to operate certain parts of the ship independently, like the way R2 can operate all his tools that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Like she would be able to operate the cannon
Guns.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't think she's destroyed.
So she's just like in a box.
It's just-
Navigational system.
Yeah.
GPS is.
So she's imprisoned almost
Oh, that's
in
kind
the
of sad.
sushi,
Yeah.
right?
Well, she gets to meet with her lover again in
Does
episode
she still have
6.
her memory?
So because it has all the navigational charts.
I mean, like besides navigating,
oh, I don't know.
like personal memory.
Well, that's a good point. I don't know.
So Lando like gets in the Falcon. Like what? It was 6. You said.
Episode 6.
Last Jedi? Yes.
And he's like, it feels good to be back.
I mean,
In the
wow, the
ship?
Return of the Jedi. I'm
And the
sticking.
ship turns on.
Yeah, is it the ship or is it her?
Oh, it might be her. And then, like, she gets her coming back together.
No, I think it's. Wait, when?
When they let Lando fly the Millennium Falcon,
In episode 6.
it's 6.
It's still him.
What?
It is still him.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
he gets in the
Does
ship and he goes,
she
"It feels
know
good to be
it's
back."
him?
And
I
then
see
the
what
ship
you're
turns on. Is it the ship that turns on, or is it her that turns on?
Oh my god.
Just because she's a little run
Yeah.
and she's
Oh
like,
my God.
whoop.
Crazy.
I think I was trying to
That's
help
true.
us.
Yeah.
I think I was trying to help us go not that direction.
Sorry.
I don't know. That's a good point. Like when they're going through the Death Star.
Mhm.
Oh, come on, baby, hold together.
Come on, baby, don't let me down.
It's not the ship he's talking to. It's all
It's a 3.
Oh.
That makes it even more
like, aw.
like
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I didn't think of those nuances.
Hmm.
But so we're getting
What's after that?
so because we got 15 minutes
Oh
left.
god,
or
there's still
14
a whole
minutes
nother hour
left.
to the movie.
So
No,
no, we're almost done. Yeah,
Really?
we're
We're
pretty,
talking
we're pretty
about
close.
the double cross,
We're pretty much talking about the refinement, yeah.
Yeah.
triple cross.
So they get the
And
Quaxin.
Dryden Voss's ship comes.
Yeah.
He's like, well, how do I know what ship? You're not gonna. You won't miss
We're
it.
talking about Willow 2.
Willow 2.
Confirmed.
Yes. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer comes back.
He's
Yeah.
he's under Rick's training program.
Yeah, very.
So the Quaxin is being refined, and Ness shows up, talk to an old lady. She draws the Death Star. And Ness speaks with Beckett, right? Does she reveal herself to Beckett or to everybody, right?
Everybody else telling me.
What did y'all think about that reveal?
She can have her own film now.
Shut the fuck up.
You think so?
No, I don't.
Micah says no.
But the people want it.
People want it. Do you want it?
People want it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
don't
not
care.
now, but
Okay.
I
like
don't care.
Later.
Comic?
Something tells me
Comic?
that's
That'd
pretty
be cool.
low on
Yeah.
the pecking
Yeah.
order stuff.
that'd be easier to do.
Yeah.
Not before.
I can't find the damn
Yeah.
Lady Proxima was the name.
Yeah.
I can't find the goddamn name for this planet. Really good.
Oh.
I just think like the direction Disney's going, they're very like women empowering.
Yep.
So I think that would be one of them they could do.
Oh,
So-
emphasis. Yeah.
That sounds like that.
I
It's possibility. I'm not saying it's going.
Oh, sure, it's a
I
possibility.
thought I
1 million.
I thought
One
saying
day.
there's
No,
a
not 1
chance.
It's still a possibility.
If you come-
I think I heard
2000.
Micah saying before she unveiled her
Oh, fuck you,
was
Lewis.
that she was maybe Saw Gerrera?
Because there was.
That's a move.
Because I kind of a surprise reveal, and it was
Because this is before Rebels, right?
yeah. So like I was thinking to myself, like if they get in the shootout, like we never got to see in Rebels why he gets like so fucked up where he has to have a
She looks like she
respirator.
could be related to Gura.
That's true.
Possible,
This is-
yeah. Like that might be a section of his own little, little rebellion group that he had.
That's a good point.
But that's with all the shit. Like I thought it might have just been like a costume for Saw Gerrera, and like if they had a shootout and they lost, Saw Gerrera goes away, and that's like why he's like internally fucked up, and that's why he has to breathe with the respirator. Like I was just kind of looking because I figured there was gonna be some kind of surprise reveal to it, and so I was like, oh, that would be cool for Saw Gerrera because it would kind of look like it was a bigger person.
Yeah,
especially
all
with
that
the gear that they're wearing. Yeah.
Huh?
Who the fuck is she?
Oh, bad news. Bad news.
You're bad news.
Matt Nimmer has throat cancer.
What?
Yeah, and that he said that he's in bad shape, that he was supposed to meet him at a con in Tulsa, but he canceled like 10 minutes before the pick. He passed out, and they had to take him out on a golf cart.
God
That's
damn.
a throat cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Oh, thanks for the info, Matt. Appreciate that, man.
Was it Rocky?
I don't.
He was in Top Gun.
Oh, there you go.
Iceman.
Yeah, she hasn't seen it. That didn't help her. He was Batman in Batman Forever.
Oh, Batman 3.
Yeah.
You did that Genius movie too.
Oh, that was an old movie. Yeah.
He was Jim Morrison in the Doors.
Doors.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I've seen that.
Yeah, music. Steve, music. Sorry.
Why didn't
You like the
start
door?
there?
Yeah. Come on. You knew I like music. You started
He's all
there.
okay.
Because I don't. Because when I
Other
think.
than, like bigger movies.
Because when I think when I think Val Kilmer, I don't go straight to the Doors. Like he did a great job portraying Jim Morrison.
For me, I think that's his.
I say
Iceman.
Iceman. I say Iceman. Yeah.
That is.
He's
Speaking of being cold as ice, Dryden Boss was cold as ice because he was coming after.
You're as cold as ice.
I thought the same.
He was coming after Kira. Those two.
Yeah.
Then she was all.
Killing machine.
Yeah, and she referred to.
I was like, damn, she had a bunch of training from the time 3 years
Mhm.
from, the
From
time
who, I wonder?
that planet to
Mhm.
then.
From who, I wonder?
So, what do you think she's done? Because
She keeps saying like I've done things like
That-
you wouldn't look at me the same. I
yeah,
don't know.
do you think her and Maul are
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
a thing?
Mom might even look at her as her like apprentice.
Nah.
No.
That'd be-
It makes sense though. He's not going to give a shit about some old.
She's a force user, you're saying?
I'm not saying she's a force user. It would be awesome if she was.
That's the only way he would take an apprentice.
Not necessarily.
I think so.
He's not Sith anymore. He can still have
Unless
close
she was,
relations
like,
to people.
Rocky and
He can still have like people that he likes and trains and teach as an apprentice, and not necessarily in the ways of the Sith or anything, but just in the ways of
The Terrakasi?
being fucking badass. Because he went back to his home planet.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, definitely. Like so, he went back there, and it wasn't a Sith thing.
I heard things.
What have you heard, Tim? Spill it, Tim.
Just-
You
yeah.
spill it right now.
No,
No,
I was
you
just
shouldn't
talking
have brought
about
it up.
the small things you're talking, or the things that she did.
What do you think she
I
did?
don't
What do
know
you
what she
think?
did, man.
What do you think she did?
She
Tim?
probably killed people that she didn't want to. She might have even killed her own people.
Mhm.
Killed. No.
children.
No, actually, no. It makes perfect sense because she had to get off the damn planet somehow, right?
Yeah,
She had to get off the
I
damn
would've
planet
put it
somehow, and it might have been that either she had to kill, like her own people, so she could escape with was it Crimson Dawn, or maybe for some reason another Maul goes down there, and she links up with him, and still has to do something to prove that she's even worthy to be in his presence
Yeah.
for her to join this group, because it's like a gang. There's an initiation phase. You have to do something to
Yeah,
show
for
that you're
someone like
part of
Maul,
this
you
group,
have to do something very terrible to even show your loyalty.
And
right?
she killed him, and then he's like, "I'm gonna keep my eyes on you." But is she going out to his planet? Is that what he told her to do?
Mhm. Yeah.
But the whole thing is because it's like he didn't even give a shit about Dragon Boss. He only cared about her.
Mm.
That's why I say he took her on maybe as like an apprentice because she's still young enough, she's still impressionable enough. Dryden Boss, you can tell, has some age to him. He's already kind of has a reputation and stuff. So as a matter of fact, he may not even be part of the Crimson Dawn. We could Dryden Boss was answering to him, but just simply him. She might have been kind of like a sleeper cell for Darth Maul. Maul, she went into this group. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Like a double agent.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think Maul is because if you think about the name Crimson Dawn.
I mean, she was scared of Crimson Dawn just as much as Boss was. Like they're
I think
terrified.
Maul is ahead of it.
Either Maul's ahead of it, or it might have just simply been that he was ahead of it, but he still had more faith in her
Yeah. I
than he did in Dryden Boss. Kind of like saying And like I said, because when it came down to it, when she was talking to him, like he'd give a shit less about Jordan Voss. It was all about her. Like, all right, it's time to cut that from her.
Yeah. What do you think he's gonna do with all that coaxium?
Fuck shit up.
Denies it.
Well, the sisters are already dead at this point, right?
Use Sith alchemy on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The sisters are already dead at this point, right? Because they still can use their magic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
Kind
Clone
of.
Wars.
It's
Kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Clone Wars is like a huge point, and that's where we see. Well, we actually see it too in Rebels, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, there's Night Sisters and Rebels too.
Yeah, the Night Sisters and Rebels, like they were killed, but they're like witches.
Because
So they use their powers. They use their powers to.
There's witches.
Yeah.
Is this Harry Potter?
Well, that's how Sabine gets the Darksaber in Rebels,
Oh, okay.
because it's sitting there on the wall, and I'm sure be a huge backstory with that. That'd be really cool, because he has it to control the Mandalorians, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like sitting there like a relic on the wall,
Yeah.
like Dryden Boss's Mandalorian armor just sitting back there.
Yeah.
You know, because when he walks in and tells Ezra, like, don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's got to have been a story behind that. Not only how he got it, but how he used it and how it just kind of came this
Yeah.
replica.
And they might
Not
do
replica,
that
but-
story, you know, on Forces of Destiny.
I will fucking beat you.
Okay, so before we have to wrap it up,
I guess I'm a true fan of him because fuck Force.
Matthew Harrington also says that Ray Park is awesome in person.
Dude.
We missed him. Yeah.
Oh,
He said that he met him on Tulsa, and that Ray Park loves his fans and he's awesome to everybody.
Aw.
And then Matt also asked, which one of you runs the Bureau account? That's
This smelly
Lewis. So if you ever have any questions or comments, you can always message us on Bureau. I always share that with the team as well, and we can answer any questions.
I'm still waiting for a hate mail. Mike is.
Is he going
It's going straight to me for some reason.
It's always filtered.
Well, I mean,
that way.
so-
Oh,
I'm just
God.
oh,
I'll
saying-
kill you for that.
I
if I have to.
Whoa! Oh, I wasn't even talking about that, you psycho.
Psycho.
Anyway,
All right, so we're getting close to the end of the movie,
she
right?
poops herself.
And
Who has the coaxium? Yeah, the coaxium.
Darth Maul has a quacks.
Wait, what?
no,
So we
infant.
Those.
Infus Nest
Yes,
has a
has
quacks.
the coaxium.
Because
Han gave it to them.
how did Han get it?
He took it.
Oh, come on,
Bad
guys.
trickery
Yes.
and killing and whatnot.
Kill him.
No, Beckett was running away.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so he killed him.
That wasn't trickery on Han's part. Beckett stole it and ran away.
His hand twitched and gave him away. He's already like dead.
Pew pew.
Not even pew pew, just pew.
Just pew. One pew.
Han shot first.
Yeah.
Ah, love that.
I love
Yes.
that too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him inching. I'm like, oh, fuck that. Han ain't gonna put up with this shit. I just love that he got it first, because it could have been something like Beckett goes to shoot first and somehow Han like deflected it or something, and then Han had to shoot. Like, oh, Han was pushed into being taught this lesson. But I love how they just Ron Howard just wrote it straight up. It's like, I'm not even gonna let this asshole get his hand on this gun. Like, I'm just gonna shoot him straight up to kind of solidify the fact that Han shot first. Like, Han, is learning. He did learn from this guy. You know.
He said that was the smartest movie they've ever made.
Yeah.
Something like
But he
that.
said he was
Really?
going to kill him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he said he was going to kill Han or shoot him.
He wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so.
I forgot the exact wording he said, but it's something to the effect of act as if everyone will betray you and you'll be never disappointed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like, come on, really?
Yeah.
He loves it.
You know which other thing that
fucking
like,
true.
we kind of jumped over because we're kind of going a little back and forth here, but I loved when Enfys Nest showed up there on that planet when they're refining the coaxium, and Han and not Dryden, but Han and Chewie and everybody comes out, and he's like, "You see that ship over there?
Oh yeah.
I've got however many guys on that ship. And
Yes.
this, all I gotta do is snap my
I
finger."
think Steve Van on that shit.
No,
All I gotta do is snap my fingers.
And then Lando's.
He goes, here, you take it.
No, but well, it was great too, because if you see it, he looks over and he just walks backwards. It's like, yeah, it's your turn.
Oh man, hilarious. Oh my god, too funny. But man,
So did y'all catch that spoiler at the very the post scene credit?
What?
It wasn't scared anyone in here. Never mind.
the post scene credit?
Yeah,
The
it was a
post-
joke that there wasn't.
Oh yeah, never was not. Never is.
No, for Star Wars.
No.
I thought.
Did you stay?
I thought for a minute.
Did you
Yeah,
stay?
because we were sitting there forever.
She was
what
like
are we
staring
waiting
at the screen.
for?
I was like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? She's like,
I like to
Ask
read the
him
names.
Yeah. Who was the dolly grip for the
I don't
the
memorize.
US? I thought you wanted
I
to.
don't memorize.
Oh, you just like to
I look
see
for
it.
the funny names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look for funny names. So that's pretty rude.
That's
No.
Yes,
The last name. Okay. Whatever.
What, your middle name?
Yes.
What is your middle name again? Oh, Nicole, right?
Yeah.
What did you say? Nicole,
Nicole.
like
That's
knee.
that's how you pronounce it.
Nicole.
Nicole.
Let's say Nicole.
Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Nikola Tesla.
Nicolette.
C or K?
C.
With an H.
Oh, Matt, we do have an old fan on the show. That would
Not
be
an
me.
H.
I'm actually 45. Gonna be 45. Here, coming up in January. So
I'm old too.
What's the question?
He says, is there an older fan around 40?
yeah.
Mhm.
So he said, you guys need an old fan like me for you on the show. I was born in 77, 3 months after A New Hope released. I got you beat. 1974. So I actually got to see it in the theaters. I was a youngling at the time.
So when were
You
you?
escaped the wrath.
Was your 80?
85.
1985. Tim
Oh.
Dude.
OG since the beginning.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
Jesus
well, let's
Christ, we got age on this shit. 74, 85, 88, and
97.
97. And
95.
Mhm.
95, 97.
Got a wide age
Yeah.
range, so that's good. That's good.
yeah, no, it's not.
Well, let's wrap up the movie because we already hit 2:00.
You're a 2
So
o'clock.
Darth Maul comes out.
Oh my god, no. Wait,
That was
and then what happens?
awesome.
That's what I put my
With his
pants.
rot legs.
They're not spider legs, they're a robot at the time, too.
Well, I mean, he has a
Well, spider legs would be robot legs, too.
he has
But
another set of legs.
He has a set of spider legs.
yeah, when he first came out of the pit, his first legs were like spider legs. You go,
That's creepy.
I don't like that. Don't do it again.
That's so awesome.
funny.
He's going around with his hair.
I think there's a statue / toy company called Art Effects that created a statue of him with his spider legs. So I'll try to find it so I can show you.
Tim, we hit on our cryptos, and you come to my place, and first, boom, Maul has spider legs, right before you get to the front door.
It's like more like a scorpion than he
Yeah.
spider.
Well, it looks like a scorpion because I think as tall as he is and everything. I don't know.
So Darth Maul comes out and he tells Kira, "Come to me to Dathomir," and she's like, "Hey, Captain." And she takes off.
Hi, Captain.
But before that, she tells Han,
Hi, great
"Go get
cheerleader."
Chewie so we can go together."
I would be.
And
Thanks.
blah blah blah, and then she's like closing all the doors, and
Oh yeah.
then she's like, "Shh." And Han is like,
Bitch.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about that? What did y'all think?
It's
She had to do it, right?
Yeah.
She had to.
It's like if she would have done it,
Yeah.
Darth Maul would have. I would think, right?
Well, it makes sense, and then he's learning the lesson from Beckett right then and there. He had to kill Beckett because you can't trust anybody, and he's seeing his love interest go away. It's like
She was sneaky.
I guess
Can't trust her.
I guess this is
And she
true.
kind of said bye
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
She's like, well, she was like, I'll
And right behind you,
yeah,
right?
right
She
behind
wanted
you.
her, like, her
It's a
eyes were
fucking
I
lie.
think her eyes were getting watery as she was saying it.
Yeah.
She wanted to go, but she's
gonna go get her dragons.
Oh God.
Did this seem like that ship was a bit much? You know, the ship was just like.
It was just like yacht.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be
Like-
like high end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and think of
I
what
might get that. But
it looked like Jabba the Hutt's yacht, but on its
The tower.
horizontal, not horizontal, vertically instead of horizontal.
can I
A
just say
moving
no?
castle.
It did.
Without spider legs.
I wonder if wherever that ship gets to, however it docks, you know what I mean? It's probably on the side of a mountain or something.
You're a side of a mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's founding fathers.
4 Star Wars years ago. All right, calm down, Abe.
So she takes off, Kira takes off, and the movie's over. It's done.
No, it's not.
No.
Shut your
What
poor
happened?
mouth.
Han goes and finds Lando.
Oh,
I wanna read
it.
I totally blacked out on that part.
Before that,
Rematch.
no, he talks to the girl. What's the name? Something else?
Emphasis.
Yeah, because she gives him a parting gift. Gives him some coaxium.
Yeah.
And it's enough for him to find Lando and rejoin the game of
Buggish.
Sabak.
Mhm. And so then go.
Then he's like, or Lando goes, I never want to see you again. And then Han walks in, he's like, Han!
Oh, hey, big guy.
And they like hug and and then and while hugging, Han stole that cheat card. So when they were playing, Lando was like, oh yeah, you think you can win? He's like,
Where's my card?
He's like, you think you can win without this?
I saw that Sabak game at a GameStop.
Oh, yeah?
For 4 players.
And
And
did you-
the cards look like the same cards.
And did you buy it?
No.
Was there a little cheat thing to it? Sleeping.
No.
Aw.
The Lando edition.
Lando.
Yeah. We should play.
Can I have one card from the top of the deck, please?
Yeah.
I wonder how you played that game. Might be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, he was all showing the cards. I'm like, I don't get it. Is it good or bad? Is he gonna die? Is he gonna get a shit?
Like,
Yeah.
whatever that they have on there.
Yeah, he's like, I'll bet
Okay, I
this
got
much.
this ring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's whatever. it
That's
has.
kind of cool table stakes, man.
Yeah.
Because I know I get Tim every time. Then it's like, I'll put you all in. It's like, bro, you have $5. I have 100. Yeah, but my phone's on the table. That's 1,000. I can never call.
Oh.
All right, well, give me your $100, bitch. Because I get that money from you, Tim.
So then Han gets the Falcon
Yeah.
and L3.
Yeah.
He should have said that. I'll take good care of L3, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
and
And then the movie's over.
Yeah.
That's how the movie ends right there. He gets the ship and it's done.
It's so cute. They power it on.
Yes. They fly into the sun.
Okay.
Fly off. You know, it's,
If they fly in the sun, they're gonna die, Sarah.
Figure of speech. They fly away.
Aw.
No, the figure of speech is drive into the sunset, not into the sun.
Into the
You can't
sun-
drive into
I
the
said
sun,
the
Sarah.
sunset.
The sun is not on Earth,
I
Sarah.
said the sunset.
You said sun.
I said sunset.
To the horizon.
Everyone, straw poll.
Oh my god, no.
Sun
I
or
said
sunset?
Rewind it. I said sunset.
Sun or sunset?
At least sunset.
I
You
said
said sun?
sunset.
She said sun, right? Okay.
She said Sansa?
Sansa?
They fly up into the sunset. We're in Game of Thrones now.
Yes.
Fine, here. Even if she said
No.
sunset, you had to say sun to say sunset, right? So you said sun. There you go.
Sunset.
Oh my God.
This is sunset.
We should just. Yeah. This is sunsetting.
Yes.
This
Now,
is sun
Mike is
setting.
sunsetting.
so
Duh.
next time we come back on, we'll have we didn't even tell everybody that we're on Instagram, Facebook.
Why do you think I showed the picture of Tim? He's like,
Yeah.
Tim's like,
Yeah,
no.
we're
this-
all there.
He's all.
What happened?
Well, we're on certain things. What things are we on, Tim?
So who's gonna wrap up the show today?
Social media. Where are we at, Tim?
Because next time we're gonna
Tell the viewers.
we'll give our rating.
We are on
Next
three
week.
platforms.
It's unbelievable.
So it's unbelievable. The
Are you
the
telling-
best platforms, really, the best
You can find
platforms.
us on any- We're on billions and billions.
And billions of
So we're on. So you probably did make us a Tinder account then.
That's Tinder.
We're on Tinder.
Swipe
now?
Tinder now?
We're-
Or
You said we're on
On
all of them.
Tinder?
Jackass.
Yeah.
That's
Are we on Christian's meeting?
Oh,
Oh, I just threw up. No, I just shit myself. We making it, baby. Oh.
It smelled like a horse stack.
That's why you gotta find a girl on Farmers Only. She's used to this shit.
Oh my.
Who's wrapping us up today? I did it the last 25 episodes.
No, you didn't open. You just said, "Hi, I'm Tim."
And they opened.
That's a terrible
I said
opening.
it's episode 30.
Yeah.
Podcast. They
Well,
talk about it.
Did you even
everybody
name the
except
title?
for
Talk about
Izzy,
the
because Izzy's going to be
spoilers.
doing the.
This was episode 30, Han Solo spoiler episode. Hope you enjoyed it.
We're doing ratings next time.
We're doing ratings next time. Visit us in 2 weeks.
Ratings.
Ratings. God, open your ear holes. Damn, clean those
Hold on.
babies out.
You already
Thank
opened
you.
your butthole. Open your butthole.
No, that's the over here. I'm
Anyway.
trying to close my nostrils.
So long.
Bye.
Farewell
Bye.
to you, my friends.
Tim, say bye. So we can get
Bye
the
bye.
thumbnail.
You can do it? Wait, he didn't press in yet.
Oh.
No, it has to be the entrance.
So then how does she get exempt from doing that then? You gotta do the ending next time then.
Does the show start? No one says anything.